Because you'll have them ready.
Okay, we're live.
I think that's a great idea.
Well, I'll talk to the honcho about it.
Head.
Okay, everybody, we're live here, and Jackie is having difficulty. She's been trying to get into StreamYard for the last 20 minutes. She can't get out on a Chromebook. She can't get out on her phone. I've never seen this happen before. I'm surprised Link hasn't already said it's the house.
What?
I figured you'd blame it on the house saying, I don't want her to talk.
Yeah. Could be.
So we're gonna see if she's still working on it. She's still trying to get in, and we'll see if she gets in here. Otherwise, we'll have to have her come on another time. I did send a message to someone else that keeps posting and posting, Jade, and posting. And I know you're watching, Jade. Why aren't you getting in here like I asked you to? Hi, Lori. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Nancy.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Kelly. Wait, Lori Green. Sarah Weber. Okay.
Never heard of her.
There he goes. Here he goes. Mute button's going to be busy tonight. What? Oh my God, he muted himself. And I can't unmute him either. That's what's bad. If Jackie can't get in, she's having trouble. Hell, all guess.
Uh-oh. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I didn't type that.
No, Link did. Hell, all guess. Wait, you telling the guests to go to hell? What did they do to you? What did they do to you?
That's terrible.
Turn your mic on so you can apologize.
Oh, sure thing, Kelly.
You need an O on the end of that L.
Or just hi.
Uncle Al.
Oh my.
You're welcome, Lori. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Now he's Link. I don't know what he's doing. He needs to take one of them little white things. Jackie's trying. She said she's in StreamYard, but she thinks she went to StreamYard.com.
That's not going to work.
No, and I'm going to, just for the heck of it, I'm going to go ahead and yeah, we might do that. We might do that. We might have to do that, which is good. It might give you an idea. Thank you, Elizabeth. We might have to might have to resort to something we had planned for a week ahead, or maybe a Friday night or something. I'm right down the road from the Hinsdale house. Lori. Okay, duh. 2 + 2 = 9 in my book tonight, Lori.
I'm right down the road.
You open for Dan occasionally, do you not?
Miss Green.
Huh?
Right down the road. So she lives in the vicinity? I assume that's what she's saying.
Yeah, she lives right down by the dog grooming area place.
Okay.
Huh? No, I guess not. No, never mind. I was wrong.
Then,
You live down the road from the house. Yes, I do. Oh boy, I'm lost, huh? I do. Yes, I do. So yeah, you open for Dan, okay, and alrighty, right on the corner with the two. Oh God, I'm so excited that Cindy's Craft Co-op will have their soft opening next week and grand opening this weekend after. Oh, you're right down the road from the house in Friendship. Okay. I'm thinking you were, I'm thinking of someone else who actually lives right down the road, as in right down the road. You're helpful, Link. I never knew where Friendship was. It won't let me, Paul. I'm trying everything. I even tried my phone too. She can't get on, so Jackie will be a guest tonight, everyone.
Okay.
So good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
No. Hey, we have some fun things we can do. Talk about.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And reschedule. Okay.
If we get enough people in chat, I have a trivia game we can play.
I love that.
If it's
Not a
about,
Dandy House trivia, just a general trivia.
hey, now
Yeah.
look at this, Jonathan. Here we go. Here comes Paulie Nichols.
There you go again.
I could do something like this, put up a silver dollar.
I'm going to get a piece of paper and start writing all this down.
I could
Put
put
it
up,
right up on the side of the
of
computer.
course, I'm not going to put that silver dollar up because it's like a $90 silver dollar, and I'm not going to give that for answer the question right. But you know, the thing is, if I ask the question about the Dandy family, nobody's going to get it right because they don't know anything because they hear it from all the people that lie or don't know anything.
You know, that's true. That's true.
Hang on, Jackie's typing. Maybe I should have her host it and she can get in because she can get in the StreamYard.
But she can't push it to Dandy House, can they?
Oh my God, she's going to check to see if her iPad. If I knew she had an iPad, I know it would work.
Are you baking a cake, Link? If I knew you were coming, you'd bake a cake?
No,
Oh.
we're going to get it in some cake place down the road with 50 names on it, like Claire always used to.
There's no place down the road.
Okay, around the corner, over the woods and through the woods to cake place we go.
What? You try what? Elizabeth, you want to come in? You've been to the house many, many times. I don't know where the link is. I got to find it up here in chat because I think I already copied
Reed's,
something.
maybe. Yeah, that might be the place. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, Reed's or Walmart. And Reed's is a lot closer than Walmart.
I don't
Link
go to
likes Walmart.
So, no. I
don't
go
care
there.
if Link likes Walmart. The hell difference is that? I don't like Walmart. Why don't you like Walmart? What do you got against Walmart?
That's an off live conversation. Next time.
Yeah, their cakes are better. I agree, Kelly, 100%. Their
Of
donuts.
course, they sound like a private place. So yeah, they're not going to be processed from China and pushed over here on a boat.
I don't
You've
think
been outside
Walmart
the
cakes are
house?
made in China.
Gloria's been outside the house, but not inside.
What? I've been outside.
Yeah, a lot of people have been outside and not inside. I don't know how many people write to me and say, I've never gone in the house. I've driven up there and looked at it, but I've never been in the house. Hundreds and hundreds of people around here. In this little area. I'll bet you,
Wow.
I'll bet you 220 people have written me and said that over the years. God, I've seen the house from the outside so many times. What's it look like inside? Or I've never been inside. I'd like to see what it looks like. I get that all the time. I know what
Dan should have a community night and have everybody over.
they do that. And I'd like to have some this summer too. So you need to.
Well, Dan should have that, the community night, and have, because he owns it, for free.
Yeah. How is Jade?
I think she's fine.
Yeah, they do have picnics up there all the time, Lori. I know she's fine, but why does she keep posting on Facebook, but she's not paying attention to my two messages I sent her? I'll yell at her for that.
I don't even have Facebook open. Well, I don't need it open.
I don't know who that is. She doesn't talk to me, so
You don't know who is Jade?
I'm just saying that so she'll send me a message.
Tuna mac salad is one of my favorite salads. Always has been. But if you use it salad dressing, I won't want it.
Well, what kind of dressing are you supposed to put in there? If it's
Mayonnaise,
not
shut up.
Oh, no. Miracle Whip or something.
That's salad dressing. No.
Mayonnaise. Oh, God. That's nasty. No mayo. Well, are you talking about with the shells, Paul, or what kind of noodles?
What?
With noodles or for a
Oh,
sandwich?
you could use the shells. You could use regular elbow macaroni. You could use whatever you want. Most restaurants and stuff use elbow macaroni.
Oh, that's not for a sandwich. It's like a side dish. Okay, yeah, my mom used shells,
Yeah. Okay.
little shells. I don't. Okay, I won't talk about her. You add
Well,
some
I
sugar.
don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind salad dressing with tuna fish, but I will not eat eggs with salad dressing. It tastes awful. Egg
Sounds
salad
horrible.
with this is a cooking class tonight.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. You
where
add
did Jack?
sugar. Doesn't taste. Mmm.
So
Come on.
while Jackie continues to try and see if she's tried it on her Chromebook, she's tried it on her phone, she couldn't get in. Hi Mike. She's now going to try her iPad and see if that works. If that works, that'll be good. If not, we'll reschedule her. And
Yeah.
even if I have to use Restream instead of StreamYard, I will. And we'll go from there and see what happens. And okay, now I got Danielle. Remember Danielle from the other a few weeks ago, or dad Charlie? She came in.
Absolutely.
She's telling me that she may be leaving because she wanted to meet you, but now she can't pass up a good job that's been offered to her. That's a good job for that kind of money.
Okay.
Have a great. Um, Jackie's probably losing her mind over there. Like I have a fireman's barbecue chicken sauce recipe if you don't want to do hot dogs. Hi, Sophia. You could have said hi to me with Morse code on the floor. You learned some of your Morse code. It would be dit, 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 dit. That's hi. Dit, 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 dit. H is four dits and I is two dits. And never the twain shall meet. Oh, you're not home? Where are you? You're not home. I thought you were in your. Somebody's in your room.
She got rats running around in her room.
Did she send you a letter, Nancy?
Somebody's
Oh, you're
sending
going around.
letters.
I will walk around the block. Okay, I'm going to do that tomorrow because it's supposed to be what 65. No, Monday 65. Tomorrow's only going to be 57 or something. She wrote Nancy a letter. Isn't that neat?
Or somebody write me a letter with a big fat check in it.
Jackie's still trying.
That's a great idea.
What? Send him a check? No.
No, being pen pals.
Oh, that's right. Because mommy had a pen pal somewhere in Ethiopia or someplace.
Oh Lord.
I don't have time for that. That's what Link would say. I don't have time for that. I would. Ouch.
It's good for kids to practice handwriting versus sending
Oh,
emails.
she needs it to her. Handwriting is a trouble. Your handwriting is lovely, Sophia. Look what I found, Jonathan. I found a whole bunch of. There was two of them on the floor. I found a whole bunch of the hardcover.
There you go. Hi, Cindy.
Rigid, not hardcover.
I know
Hi,
you meant.
Cindy.
What do you do with that, Paul?
That's for putting mills in, so they don't get bent or wrinkled in their
Bills. Oh,
pills.
I
Not
thought you
the
said pills.
Yeah, they were fitting there, Uncle Al.
I updated my the part under my name.
Assistant to the assistant's witness. assistant to the assistant's witness. Okay,
Something.
it might work, she says, which means it obviously just ask her to let her use her mic and camera. So I'm crossing my fingers. Paul, have you watched anything on iPod battery? I watched 2, and I'm still not convinced I want to break someone's iPad, or iPod. I'm sorry, but I may do it.
Okay, can I have an interlude here. I think it's called an interlude. I have a laptop that I dropped 4 years ago on the floor, only 1 foot. It won't boot up now. So I'm guessing that the disk or whatever fell out of its slot or whatever the words are inside the laptop. So I will risk taking it apart and opening up whatever I got to open to try to put some disk back wherever it goes and put it back
Yeah,
together.
it might have just come off the connection, and that's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all.
Doubt it, but it's probably inside that thing.
But
I'm willing to risk it online and have everybody watch me fail.
But if it is inside the disk, it's probably. I didn't expect mine to just be stuck on and it wasn't. It was in its.
What's that noise?
God.
I've replaced hard drive. I mean, laptop hard drives before. It's not terribly difficult.
Oh, just go ahead and do that then. Don't even mess around with it.
Well, if you're lucky, on the bottom there's a panel that will pop off.
Yeah.
Give access to all that stuff. But if not, you just take the back cover off and move things around. And
well, okay, that's worth a shot. Because I don't think it's anything else.
I'm live.
What Pokemon Go team is best? I don't.
Team Rocket.
I can't believe that I'm sitting here writing while I'm live.
To who are you texting? Jackie?
Both of them.
Typing to her.
Team Rocket. Okay.
I think they're the bad guys.
What happened?
I'm answering Sophia's question. I don't know why she's asking us.
I don't even know which team I'm on, Sophia. The blue one, whatever that is. Okay, we got 20 people in here. Let's do something productive.
Yeah.
And here's Jackie's here. Okay, device is not connected. Jackie, okay, she is. Okay, she's in the backstage, and then she disappeared.
Uh-oh.
Hang on, people. I have to tell Jackie she was here, but she fell down.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
Halliday.
Here.
Or maybe Charlie should come on and ask his questions.
Hi, Colette. We have a visitor from Liverpool, England.
A Liverpuddian.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're called.
Okay, there's Jackie again. I don't see a camera. I don't see a photo. I don't see it. She's there. You don't. Okay, your camera's not on. Can you hear me, Jackie?
You.
You who usually doesn't work.
Oh.
Okay, you're here. Can you hear us okay?
And Colette, somebody from Manchester, is a really strange name that I didn't immediately associate with Manchester.
Wow.
I don't recall what it is, though.
Nancy, it's always a pleasure.
No, I don't know. I don't even want to guess.
Hang on. What I'm hearing tapping. Is that Jackie beating the heck out of her iPad, or is that one of us doing something?
I'm not typing or tapping.
It could be the dog upstairs because I don't have that.
No, it's not up there. It's
Say it, Link. It's the ghosts.
It's on the table somewhere. Jackie, we're not hearing you if you're talking. and your camera's not on.
She just said something though, because her
Yeah,
round
she said
thing.
yoo-hoo. Unmute your camera possibly. Is there a line going through your camera icon? Is there a line going through your microphone icon? Okay, I just saw your little line around your circle move.
You're
Say
getting
something.
closer. If you can hear us.
Lowe's probably your grandmother's probably telling you not to talk to me because my grandmother said I was a bad man.
Bad man. He's one of those bad men that our parents warn us about.
Yeah, that I never met the Dandy family.
What a story.
Anything to make money.
You could write a book, Paul, on this.
Jackie, you're here. You're probably hearing us, but we're not hearing you.
We're seeing you.
Or seeing you.
Me too.
I think that's her. I think that's her tapping.
I do hear crinkling or like a microphone being rubbed.
Yeah, it sounds like the microphone. Thank you, Charlie.
That might be my mouse going across the table.
No, it sounds more like this. Let me put this on wood.
Oh. No.
That's Sophia doing her Morse code.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jackie, you're here. Do you know sign language that we can
I know very minimal, and it's not allowed.
That's what Sophie is taking in school too right now. So maybe she could help her out. Somebody just got a ding.
I didn't.
Well, you guys didn't, so it must be Jackie's phone ding. And if I can hear her phone, I should be able to hear her.
I know very minimal, and it's not allowed.
She just talked.
That's what Sophie is taking in school too right now. So
What's that noise?
That's her. She's got something on. You have to mute the channel. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, mute the channel so you can't.
The first thing she's going to say is, "Well, how do I hear you?" That was the first word out of my mouth when somebody told me that years ago.
Well, it's if you have a second one on. Like if I were to turn this on, I got to get rid of all these chats.
Jackie, please talk up. Yeah, why is it we can hear that, but maybe
Okay, there's Jackie. I do see her online. Now, if I turn my volume on, we're going to have an echo all over the place.
I can do that on my second computer. Put on some more ice.
If I keep talking and say something else, you're going to hear it 2 times.
From our sponsor this evening, Icy Hot. Get it for your aches and pains.
She's there, but I don't think it's going to work.
Does Jackie have Bluetooth headphones with mic? I was never over at her house.
We're not going to.
Well, while we're waiting for her to figure out her mic and her cam, we can.
You have to. Okay, it's obvious that the her camera, if she's on an iPod or iPad, whichever one, her camera is shut off, or something else is using the camera.
About an hour ago.
Shush. Or something else is using her camera on the iPad, or it's just muted, and you've got to unmute it. All right, map time. Get that map up. We're gonna compare a couple of maps here because we have some questions.
I could hear them. Oh,
I heard you.
You can hear us?
This is confusing as heck.
Yeah, why don't we try working out the kinks next week or the week after?
Jackie, say yes if you can hear me.
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Well, we
I'm
can hear
trying.
you. If you can hear us, we can hear you. Can you just go ahead and introduce yourself, maybe, and see how it goes?
Okay.
Oh, that's what it is. Her Wi-Fi is not.
Um.
I can hear the TV.
Hi, Kim. Elizabeth here.
I heard TV.
I can hear
So
the television playing like crazy. Do you have stage fright?
I'm trying to get on my computer and my iPad. I'm not wasting nobody's time. I'm having a hard time. I read
Well,
that
no. Why
comment.
don't you just try your computer only? You can't be on both.
Oh yeah. This
If-
is a nightmare.
Just try your computer by itself, not your iPad.
hi, Kim.
Oh yeah.
Does her phone or tablet need updated?
We don't know any of that stuff.
I know.
Jackie, can you hear me?
Mm.
This is Jackie. Can you hear me?
Yes. Let
Just
me go onto Facebook and find your page.
What's that gonna do?
Okay, I could see you guys.
Okay, but you need to be you just go ahead and talk to us.
I could see you on Facebook. Okay, I could see you guys.
Yeah, now we're gonna have echoing. You got to turn your volume on Facebook off.
Okay. I could see you on Facebook. Oh.
Yeah, now we're gonna have echoing. You got to turn your volume on Facebook off.
Okay.
What'd you say, Paul?
Let me. Oh, wait a minute.
Times in a
Let me
minute.
turn all this stuff off. I don't. Let me. Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn all this. Oh yeah.
I don't drink by without to.
Oh,
What'd you say? You want me to bring Rumplemans in you?
Oh yeah.
Uncle Al 2.0.
Drink by without to.
What'd you say? You want me to bring Rumplemans in you?
I hear a ghost.
Here comes the laugh now. Oh my God.
Oh my God!
There's a red-faced demon down there.
This is like us up in the bedroom. Oh, I start crying.
Oh,
It's so funny.
Red-faced demon down there.
it's gonna loop. It's gonna continue to loop.
I think we need to abandon ship.
Oh God! Just look at Paul's actually grinning.
Every once in a while, I hear his screech.
I gotta get my throat sprayed.
Get some icy hot link.
Oh my God!
Abandon ship.
Every once in a while, I hear his screech.
I gotta get my throat sprayed.
Okay, somewhere in this repeated conversation, Jackie, mute Facebook.
The squealing is horrible.
Conversation, Jackie, mute.
Oh my God! Every time I'm with these guys, I laugh my ass. Okay, I do apologize.
Yeah, I think I don't want to speak for Jackie, but I would think somebody, if I were in that same situation, I wouldn't mind putting it off for some other time until we get the technical difficulties taken
Yeah.
care of.
We could practice
I'm
during the
taking
week.
her off for a second, and
It's all good.
I'm taking her off for a second and bringing her back on to see if she gets the. Just turn off Facebook.
We could practice on Wednesday or something.
Jackie, turn off Facebook. If you can hear me, if you're watching the Facebook page, turn off Facebook, the volume. Turn the volume off on your computer.
Jeez. Oh, you guys.
You got that right, Fleetwood.
Volume off on your computer.
Oh, you guys.
Then I hear myself 20 seconds later. She did. I think she turned the Facebook off. It's quiet, and she's still here. Jackie, say hello. Fucking Twilight Zone over here. Jackie, say
hearing that.
hello.
I'm hearing
Can you
that
hear
crackle
me?
from the microphone now.
Yeah,
I don't care this crackle you're talking about. Oh, that noise? I don't know what that is. It's not serious.
hi, Fleetwood. Okay, she left. Now it says device is not connected. We're gonna do this another time. I'm not gonna. We've already gone into 34 minutes.
Did
Jonathan,
Elizabeth
draw a map up there? What we're gonna show you here, guys.
Okay, let me.
We've been studying the area. We've been comparing an 1853 map to some newer maps, and I'm gonna see if we can't get some even better maps. Maybe from the turn of the century, 1920s or 30s, because supposedly there was another house next to the Dandy House, and on the map it shows it's kind of screwy. It's kind of screwy how it is, but we'll show you here in a second.
All right, let me
It's
see
another
if I can
private.
get this. I assume I can open this in Chrome. Let me give this a go.
I couldn't bring her into the studio anyhow. It just says her devices aren't connected.
Present. Should be a tab in Chrome.
And I can't. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Boom.
I hope you have it now.
Yep. All right. Let me full screen this. It's going to be hard for people to see it if they're sitting on their phones, but that's
Here, I can zoom in.
Wow, look at that. So
just for reference, left is in 1856. Yep. And then
53, isn't it?
No, okay. It said 53 on
Cassidy's?
Yes. I looked it up and it said 1856 from whatever the citation is I have down there.
You found the site?
Called Painted Hills. So
okay. That's fine.
Anyway, so there we are. And
it's beautiful.
So that's 1853 or 56. That's 3 years after the house was built. Supposedly, from what we understand.
True.
Because I still don't see where it says that the Everett brothers built that house.
Well, it says Everett's on the one.
Okay,
on the
well, the map that I found from 1908 shows you, rather than addresses, of course, they only show you the owners of the property, because that's how these maps were laid out back then. The owners of the property were next to the little dots on the map, and Jonathan's got go ahead and show them two up there. Wow.
So there's the Everett's. Well, this is the older map.
Wait a minute, it's not on the screen. Okay, it is now. I'm sorry.
My God.
This is the 1856 map. You got two houses east and west of one another, and it says D. Everett's. According to some research we have, David Everett's lived in one, and what was his brother? I don't know.
Charles
Everett's.
Let's see. Yes, David and Charles Everett's. David built the home that is currently standing. Charles built another house that is no longer there.
which I'm going to dig all through the woods to find when we go up. And it's got to be on Lori's land, according to that map.
Yes.
So, did that road actually continue over the hill all the way to Plank Road? And of course, they don't name the
So
roads.
you're wondering, did it go? Because it dog legs, as we're looking at it, it dog legs to the right.
And now that would go over to actually, because that Phelps house, that's Warren Emerson's house today.
Right here.
Yes, that's Warren Emerson's existing house. And the schoolhouse up there is the one that they told me about. It's still standing. It was a one-room schoolhouse, right?
Yes,
Yep, that's
schoolhouse
it.
number 4, because this is district number 4 in Hinsdale.
Yep.
That would be interesting to explore.
Be a hell of a place for a metal detector, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. It was built in 1850, well, before 1850.
If
There
it
was a
doesn't say
sawmill
keep
here.
out, yeah.
What do you think this means? It says BS, no jokes, but there's a little something there. Is that
I don't know.
that could be somebody's initials, I suppose.
I don't know. I don't BS Willover,
Or-
maybe? No, it's JW. It's J Willover. So that BS, it stands for something other than someone's name, I do believe, because everybody's name on here is pretty darn big.
Yeah. Looks like there was a pond here with a sawmill.
BS. What
Maybe
would
the Willovers had a sawmill. Don't
What?
know.
bus stop? Didn't have buses back then unless they were made out of carriages.
That might not be an R.
That could be an R link. It's hard to say.
I can't.
I mean,
looks
right here we have R Enham up here. That's certainly an R without question. I think that's
I
a
think
B.
that's a B.
No,
I think
that's
the
a
bottom
B.
is closed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom part is bigger than the top part, so yeah. B.
Right, like this B up here for Benham.
Okay.
Oh, that's even more interesting now. See, I've been looking up Everett's as Everetts, and it's Erevds. Everett's.
It's spelled on this. It's spelled Everds. Everds. Yeah.
Wow.
See, I found Evertts in the land ownership, but I don't even think it was. What sector is this? Well, it's 15. I don't remember. I'll have to go back through. But I found a map today after we got off talking about this. I found the 24. It didn't say Everts. It said something else on that one, and that was from 19. Oh gosh, hang on. No, I think that one was 1896. Remember, I told you I actually closed that page, so I'm going to see if I can find it again
If we slide over this 24 again.
in my history, because I would really, really like to find that.
Oh, well, okay. Well, there's the BSSH. I wonder what that is.
Schoolhouse?
Maybe, but why would there be a schoolhouse there?
So close to the other one.
Yeah. Well, it's SH for schoolhouse.
Oh my God! I bet that. Why would there be two? Because they were the one that's closest to the Emerson house is a one-room schoolhouse.
Yeah. And did you know
that's where all the Emerson kids went to school too?
And did you notice that so here is McMahon's house. This is Jay Burlingame. I think he was Julius Burlingame.
Oh my God! Look at that face. Look at
Looking
that.
on Ben.
Who is that? That's who I think it is.
I'm in finally.
Jackie's
there we
here, everybody.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi. Sorry about that.
It seems to be working okay. So you want to go on with this and maybe come back to the maps. We found we didn't find nothing. Jackie, Jonathan has never been to the house, but he's been doing an awful lot of research about the history.
Mhm.
and he lives in New Hampshire, so he's finding things out about the house that we haven't found yet.
Oh, wow.
And he's got a remarkable way of doing things. Half an hour and he finds all this other stuff that's a surprise tonight. I can't
Oh.
wait for that one.
Got lucky.
Well, you got lucky. Well, I must be very. Link's always saying I'm lucky because every time I want. All right, Jackie, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Jackie Sciandra, and I'm Flo and Joe's granddaughter, and they lived in the Hinsdale house for 24 years, from
Wow.
from 1986 to 2010.
86 to 10. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to write it down. I know when they lived there.
I'm writing that down.
Link's writing a book.
2010.
How often did you visit them when they first moved up there?
I went up there quite a bit when they first moved in there. My mother camped in Franklinville, so we used to go from camp to her house. And we usually like dinners or breakfast, back and forth. We used to go back and forth all the time.
Okay. That's the question. What did Flo say when she first moved in
What do you mean? What do you mean?
to the house, to the
Well-
spirit?
I believe she said that she wasn't going to go anywhere. I got it written down. I forgot what I was going to say to that. I believe she told them that she wasn't going to go anywhere. They're going to,
Didn't she say to the effect that I know this place is haunted, but this is our house now, and we're not going anywhere?
exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how did she know? I was wondering how she knew it was haunted.
Because everybody in the world knew it was haunted that lives in the area.
Oh.
Actually, I'm going to go in the other room for a minute. Because that light's too bright.
Because I was thinking that she witnessed something in the house and then made her announcement instead of talking to all the neighbors, which I didn't do when I moved to my last place. I didn't go to all the neighbors and chit chat. So I thought maybe
Yeah, just like everybody in Olean knows that the Hinsdale house is haunted.
Well, I don't think
things like that.
I don't think they knew when they moved in. The story that I heard, because they was hush hush with us kids.
Oh.
Yeah. So what I heard was, they never knew it was haunted, and then I guess Joe went to the Legion or something like that, and they asked him where did he live, and he told them, and then he said, and then he told them, and he said, your house is haunted. What? So I think they went back to the recess and asked them, why didn't you tell us the house was haunted? And she said, would you have believed me, or would they have stopped you from moving in? And they said no.
Oh,
yeah,
that's funny.
they really love it up there.
I think in my state, a realtor has to disclose that.
Yes.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Jackie, your grandparents moved from Buffalo to Hinsdale?
Yes.
And there was a connection to camping there? That's interesting parallel to the Dandies. Didn't they have the same sort of thing?
Oh, I don't know. Is that right? Paul Kenyon, did they camp there up there too? The Dandies?
The Dandies did, yeah. They lived Black Creek and then at the Hinsdale house.
Oh, wow. Well,
so they came from Buffalo, camped there, and then.
Oh, wow. Well, my mom was camping in Franklinville, and I went there, and Joe and Flo always went there. We all loved camping, and then I know they wanted to buy a house, Joe and Flo, and so I guess they were looking through the papers out there to buy their farmhouse, and then they found the Hinsdale house, and that's how it happened.
Yeah, because Charlie Halliday, who was our guest 2 weeks ago, last week or 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, he
Mhm.
was our guest on here, and it was kind of a weird way, but I found Charlie. Somebody had fallen through the kitchen ceiling when they were up in the crawl space looking for stuff. Because we were taking care of the house for a year before Flo and Joe moved in, and I found these school books of a person. I knew the last name, and finally found him on Facebook. That family moved out just before Flo and Joe came in, and right after the Dandies left. So it's really, well, not right after. I mean,
Right.
Flo and Joe didn't buy it right after that, but they were the next ones to live for any length of time at the house. Nobody ever lived there very long.
Right.
Dandy 5 years, Hallidays for 4 years, I think, 4 or 4.5. And Flo and Joe were the longest tenants of that house, other than the McMahon family.
Right.
Flo and Joe, 24 years. I mean, my God,
Oh yeah.
time. So, what kind of experiences did they ever tell you they had at that house?
Actually, they never spoke about it to us. To me, they never did. But I found out afterwards that they had experiences like I guess my grandmother heard like voices and stuff like that. She experienced more than Joe did, I believe.
I
Yeah.
don't think Joe was really in tune, was he? His face was plastered to the television all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Like this, right up next to it. He was hard of hearing too, wasn't he?
yeah, yeah,
So that
and
might be why he didn't hear like what she might have heard, because if he couldn't hear that well, so
yeah.
right,
The
right,
one time that Tina, Angel, and Nick were up there visiting Flo and Joe, uh, and I was outside. I would go up every night or every I got out of work at 3 o'clock, Jackie, and I would be at the house by about 3:40 because the Times Herald is right there on the main throughway, and I would go up and visit Flo and Joe every day after work, and
Mhm.
I would just walk the property and take pictures with my great SLR camera that I dropped down the stairs. And I give Joe $20 once in a while. He'd always say the same thing. What's this for? I said, because I'm encroaching on your property. You're not bothering nobody. Go out and do what you got to do. And I take them up strawberries and blueberries because they loved them. And then Mike Rambacher got involved with his tours and told them both that I never met the Dandy family. Didn't even know who they were, because I was pushing Mike out, or at least he thought, by his tours. He was giving tours, charging people, and pocketing half the money. He
Right.
wasn't giving it to he wasn't giving it to your grandparents. He was kind of skimming off the top.
That's not
Yeah.
I hate to speak bad of the dead, but that's the truth about Mr. Rambacher.
so he talked bad about Paul to get Paul out of the picture.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I called up one day. I've been going up there every day for a whole summer. And I called and talked to your grandmother. And I said, "Hi, Flo. Can I bring up a couple of friends who want to meet you?" And she said, "Who is this?" And I said, "It's Paul." She said, "Well, you know what? I don't want you up here ever again." And I said, "What?" She said, "Don't ever come to my house again, or I'll even call the police on you if you do." And
Right.
my heart broke. I loved both your grandparents. They were such nice people. And I thought, what the hell is this all about? Well, this is in the time that was happening. Mike Rambacher was working on a project up there to
Mhm.
do that webisode stuff that's on Facebook. And he was telling your grandmother and grandfather, I never met the Dandy family.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
I met him on August 17th of 73. So that went on for a long time, and I never got to sit and talk to them again before they passed away. And that really bothered me. That
Yeah.
really bothered me.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that was dirty.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that was.
Well, that's how it is in this community sometimes.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to share the idea that they know more than someone else. And it's crazy.
Hi, Jade.
Yeah. That's
Hi,
a shame.
are you here,
That's
Jade?
She's in the chat. Yes.
Yeah, she got it, Jay. Where is
Yeah,
she?
Jackie,
finally.
I remember in that Rambacher webisode that Paul was talking about, and I may get this wrong, so I want to ask you if you heard about this. Your grandmother said one morning she woke up and she saw in her bedroom what she described as a young man dressed in denim carrying a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
And she said something to the effect of, "What are you doing here?" And again, if I have the story right, great. If not, please correct me. And that apparition said, I don't know where I am, or I don't know what I'm doing here," then disappeared. Did she ever, do you know anything about that? Or
I never heard it come out of her mouth, but I believe it did happen because she has told the story on those websites. I seen her tell them that, but she never told me that. Like I said, she was hush hush with us.
Protective.
Yeah,
I was wondering if that's what it was. Was she protecting the family from taking the same grief the Dandy family did when they went to school, when they went to town?
Right.
People were very cruel to them.
I don't think she wanted people to know, probably, maybe stuff was going on. Maybe, because she was old-fashioned kind of lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that, so many people would drive up there and drive them insane.
Yeah.
People would just walk on their property and walk around sometimes without even asking for permission.
Right.
So it's horrible that you have to put up with that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I miss them. I miss talking to them. I'd sit in the backyard with them, and we just talk about everything, not the house, not any haunting, and just talk about, the countryside, how beautiful it was. I love it up there.
Oh, yeah. That's beautiful.
Gorgeous. I mean, when you come out in the morning and it's foggy and you've got a yard full of deer, and it's just so serene. There's no noise. There's no neighbors. You don't have to deal with anybody's baloney. You just sit up there and, have a cup of coffee on the porch or even out in the yard, and it's relaxing. Go sit at the dock at the pond. How could you beat that? You're
I
by
know.
yourself. Well, sometimes you're by yourself and other times you're not.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They love that house. Yep.
How did your grandfather? I was going to ask, how did your grandfather mow the lawn?
Honestly, I don't even know.
I'm not sure if he did or if Rich Prowley, because Rich Prowley used to help everybody up there. Fleetwood Paranormal asked, has anyone else watched the video doc series by Roger Marsh that has Flo and Joe? I didn't know if it was called the doc series. I just knew it was a bunch of webisodes. That's the series possibly that we're talking about, where Roger Marsh was the lead guy on that, and Mike Rambacher was the lead speaker during that thing, and he was Fleetwood. I'm going to tell you right now that I had the highest respect for Mike Rambacher. I really liked the guy. My friend Tina, we invited him into our home. I gave him a copy of the original transcript of The Exorcism that I will not give to anyone else again. And he just said it suddenly landed in his hands. He got it from me. I've got it right over here in a folder. And he wouldn't even tell the people he was lying to where he got it. And that's another thing that he kept from Flo and Joe, Jackie, that I had all this information and that I indeed knew the Dandy family and have known them now for 51 years. And Clara's a dear friend of mine and I love her to death. And that guy ruined a lot of things for a lot of people, including your grandparents.
Right. Yeah. I feel that's terrible.
Flo used to make cookies for the people that were on the tours. She'd always have homemade cookies every time that there was a tour up there.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, she did.
And then he didn't give them all the money that he was supposed to give them.
And then he would give her about half the money. I don't know if he told them, they were only paying so much or whatever. But I found that out from 3 separate people. How much he was finally charging them. He was charging 20 a person. He was giving Flo and Joe 10 a person.
Wow.
That's the kind of guy. So he was taking half the money.
Mm.
I think he always kept it to like no more than 10 or 12 people. So he should have been giving them $240 for 12 people. He was giving them 120.
Wow.
Horrible, horrible man.
Yeah. Ay, ay, ay.
If I missed anybody in the chat, I'm sorry. Hello.
How did you meet Clara Miller or Dandy?
How did I meet her?
Yes.
I owned a business in Olean. I had just bought it 3 months prior, and we had a fire in the barbershop walls that was connected to my building, and it was on the front page of the newspaper that day. And here I am getting all the ice cream onto the Perry's ice cream truck to take back to Crosby's. Excuse me. And I saw the paper thing and told my fiance about it. Well, she worked with Clara.
Oh,
I
wow.
said, you know what? Ask her if we can come up. I need a good laugh today after this because they closed my business after just 3 months. So we went to the house that night, August 17th, 1973. Was my first walk around all the property with Phil. And from that day on, for a year and a half, when my rock band wasn't out playing on the weekend, I was at that house every single day. And Tim Crane, a friend of mine who we worked together at the sub shop together, he married Beth. They're still married today.
Oh, wow. How cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Who's this? I don't know who this is.
Oh, be careful inviting people in.
Sharon. Is that Clara Dandy in the Death Walker? Sharon, you need to speak. Unmute your microphone.
Yeah.
Okay. Sharon's gone for the moment.
There was a
Sharon
question
Coble.
earlier. Kelly asked if they passed away while owning the house. Yes,
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
but not in the house, or
Not in the house. No.
oh,
They died in the hospitals.
okay,
Yeah,
I
but
know.
they were still living there.
yeah, okay. I think that was a question from Kelly Atwell.
Mm.
Okay, Sharon said she was trying to get comments in StreamYard.
Oh, that okay.
I know before my grandmother passed away, she thought she was going to get all better. She was actually getting better.
Yeah.
And then she was in the nursing home and you'll probably be going home Friday or something like that. And my mother didn't want her to go home. She didn't want her going back to the house. And then she died the day before. She was supposed to leave the hospital.
Got it
Yep.
only 2 months after Joe, too.
Yep, exactly 2 months.
Broken heart?
From me. Yep,
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
yes.
When your soulmate goes.
Yep.
So Jackie,
Go ahead.
I was going to ask the times that you were there as a youngster, did you experience anything that, looking back, you think, maybe that was...
Only thing I was really scared of was the bathroom. That door in the bathroom. That's the only thing I was really scared of. I was always felt comfortable in that house. When I went there, it's just that bathroom spooked me.
And what ages were you when your grandparents were living there?
When they moved in, I think I was about 19 years old when they bought. Yeah.
Yeah, 86, yeah.
Yeah. And but after they passed away is when I started noticing stuff. I was getting like after they passed away, and me, my mother, and my brother went up to the house, and we were trying to clean up the house and stuff, and going through stuff, and I felt like I was being watched
Well,
inside and outside of the house. I never felt that before, and I was kind of freaked out about it.
Kelly,
I don't
can
think
you
I told my mother or my brother that I was feeling that.
can you see the comments that if I put them up on the screen? Kelly asked you, do you believe they moved on, or could they possibly be at the house? You think
You-
Flo is around? Because
Oh yes.
I watch so many of these groups call Flo, and they say that she's there, and it just bothers me when they do that. But I mean, they call for Mary and Beth too, and they're both alive. So I don't know. These groups don't even know what they're talking about.
Well, unless she goes up there with me, takes a ride, and
Well,
her spirit comes
why
with me.
not?
And,
You
yeah,
guys were pretty close. Why wouldn't she?
yeah. I think she would take the ride with me when I would go up there and want to, go through stuff to talk.
Have you heard? I know you give tours at the house and such, but have you ever heard anybody tell you they hear a cat in the house? Fleetwood Paranormal said he got Flo and Butch the cat. Now I was up there with Richard Eastep one time when I opened for Richard. He's from England, and we heard a cat plain as day, and it was recorded. We all heard it, and we all looked at each other like, "Where's the cat at?" It was in the house. I mean,
Yeah.
it was there, and it was on the recording. I think
Yep.
it should be on the Dandy House page, that recording.
Hmm.
Yep, plain as
And
day.
now somebody else is verifying that they got a cat when they were there.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it because they had cats, lots of cats at that house too.
Did they?
My
Yeah.
grandparents, yeah.
Oh, they
Yep.
sure did. And
Yes,
they had one little dog that used to chase the heck out of me in the driveway.
Oh,
A little mangy man. It looked like he was tangled up in a barbed wire fence at one time. Just
What
his hair
the-
was all over the place.
Whose dog? Flo and Joe's dog?
Yeah.
Oh.
Little yapper. It would
Oh,
chase down the driveway.
yeah. I remember they have that big. Did you ever see the big Great Dane they had at their
Yeah.
house?
I did. I did.
Yeah, yeah. Bones, his name was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Great Dane. Wow.
yeah.
Kelly, Sharon, yeah, Jackie. Sharon said that we've contacted Flo, Joe, her mom, Alice, and her brother, Mike.
Yes. When we did I think when I had my first event at the house, all of them came through. Yep. For her birthday event.
Oh, yeah, for her birthday.
Yes.
I think Dan had mentioned something like that.
Yep.
What's her birthday?
June 3rd.
Yeah. Good thing it wasn't Cujo.
Yep. And I'm going to be having another event May close to her birthday. My next one will be.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I thought about getting with Dan and having a couple events in the summertime up there, but I've always shied away from it. I've gone to a couple. I've been to several of the events that people have asked me to attend to talk at, and I wanted to do my own event and invite people up so I could tell them the true story of the Dandy family, because
You should.
nobody's doing that, Jackie. Nobody's doing it.
You should do it.
Things are
I'll
too.
come to it.
Oh, I know you will.
Yes, I want to come to it. Yes.
Jackie, do you do that for Flo and Joe? The same thing?
Yes. Yes. I talked about
Oh.
them. Yes.
I
Okay.
like that.
Yes.
Jeremy, I
Oh,
didn't
that
say
is
hi to you.
cool.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you? Yeah. How many people that you've opened for or gave the tour for or whatever? How many hear women talking in the living room? Has anybody mentioned that to you, especially in the corner as you first walk in the living room, right over to your left, up by the window? In that particular corner, I don't know how many times I've heard voices, and I always think there's somebody outside the living room, out by the other side of the, between the living room and the porch, standing there talking. But there's nobody outside.
I always hear,
Yeah.
I always hear like noises in that where Beth's room was.
Yeah.
I hear creaking and noises in that area quite a
Okay.
bit. What the creepy dolls are at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not, yeah, it is. It's just past that entrance area, Sharon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's the door that they kicked in 3 times that I went up and had to block up with plywood one time, and they put another door in. And after the third door being kicked in, it's really strange. The whole frame of the door was still there, doorknob and everything, but the center of the door was kicked out. You just walked through the middle of the door,
Mm.
and that's when Kenda Reese, I don't even know what Kenda's last name was. She was married. Donna Reese's daughter, after Flo and Joe passed away, it went back to the Reese family.
Mhm.
And that's when they contacted me and said, would you watch over the house? I'm sick and tired of it being demolished. That's when we found somebody falling through the ceiling, the windows broken, the door kicked in. So we would go up every night between 8 and 8:30 and stay till between 4 and 4:30 every night of the week, all summer, and guard the house. And we trespassed, I don't know how many, couple hundred people in that time. Get out of here and don't come back. And we had the sheriff's department or the state police come up and trespass them. Not arrested, just got their name and all that stuff and get off the property. Donna even wanted every single name that we trespassed off the property for her file. That's the kind of woman she was. McManus seems like a famous name to me, to my eyes. I'm sitting here trying to figure out why. Oh, Jeremy McManus. And Jeremy said he met you at Wildwood and helped one of your tours.
Yes, he did. Yes. Yep. Yes, he did.
You know, okay, well, then you know Jeremy.
Yes, I do. Yes. Yep.
Jeremy, where are you from? Where are you with a group? Are you in the area here? His name is third from the original Gaelic. Oh, Texas. Holy cow. You're in Texas and you come to the house? Lori Green asked if ghost hunters ever inquired about investigating. I don't know about them. I know Zach Bagans has at one time or another. This was in the infancy of Dan buying the house. I told him I don't expect me to come up with Bagans here because we'd be in the front yard. I don't like that guy. I have no use for Zach Bagans. He's a phony and he's hurt too many people in the community and in the paranormal community.
Yeah, I don't think Dan wants him at the house either. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, I don't think he does either.
Yeah.
Lori Green says Zach Bagans is a fraud.
Everybody says that, so yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's got a hell of a following for being a fraud. I'll tell you.
Yeah, you know, once they start following,
it's all in the way you present yourself. You know, if you got something that you can sell to your audience and you're a good used car salesman, they're going to follow you.
And I wanted to ask you too, Paul. I know you said that Clara and my grandmother talked before. You told me. Is that true?
Yeah, and I'm trying to, I'll talk to Clara and ask her.
Okay.
To tell me when that was and what it was about. She'll probably remember the conversation.
Yeah.
Clara hasn't forgotten anything.
Yeah. I was just wondering what they talked about.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, if they had stories on each end, you know. Yeah. It would be interesting to find out what they talked about, you know.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be something about that. I don't think they talked about somebody just popped in. Tina, you know Tina. I think you met her, Jackie, with me. Tina is the one that's gone. She was the one that was protecting the house every night with me for
Oh,
the entire summer.
oh, cool. Hello.
Hello.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm not on camera tonight. There's a lot of
That's
crazy
all
stuff
right.
going on.
Okay.
The frat boys. Sydney Wright's niece used to call them the frat boys. You can't see. Are you on your iPad, Tina?
Yes, I am.
So you can see the chat or no?
No, my phone's dead, so I can't visually
Okay.
anything.
Kelly said hi. Kelly and Nancy said hi to you.
Hi guys. Sorry, my phone's dead. I'm lucky I can get on here. I got 50% on this.
Jeremy asked, "What can you tell me about the woman in white? I saw what appeared to be a floating apparition from the pond to the front road." Well, that's the woman that so many have seen. I think it was probably the same one I waved to when I went back up on Labor Day, or yeah, with Father Al, because I waved to Clara upstairs, and it wasn't Clara because she came around the house while I'm waving at her. Here comes Clara, so that didn't make any sense. And she was the only woman there. Beth wasn't home. The girls were in Buffalo, and they were just little kids. They were only at that time what 9 and 8, or yeah, 10, 9 and 12, or 10 and 13. Wildwood is in Salamanca, New York.
So is the woman in white the same apparition as the dizzy biddy?
I don't know. I don't that I couldn't tell you because the way the strawberry blonde who has been seen. I don't know if Jackie's had anybody talk about that. The strawberry blonde has been seen by people, and they say she's got a flowing white dress too.
Hmm.
Yeah, they it seemed like they always tried to debunk everything, Mike, before just saying it's definitely haunted. Half from Hinsdale. What are you saying, Elizabeth? Half from Hinsdale. Did you say something before that? How far is Wildwood from Hinsdale?
Yeah, that's what they want to know.
30 minutes or so. About. I was surprised nobody ever mentions Andover when they come in. Andover's a pretty notorious place for haunting. Oh, half hour from Hinsdale. Okay, okay. All right, I got you, Elizabeth. I'm hearing Indian drums.
Indian
Uh-oh.
drum. Oh. I have no Indian drums.
Do you think, let me ask you, Jonathan, do you think Jackie would be interested in your newfound history search?
What's that?
I
I would be.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I would be, yes.
I'll give it a go if you
Yeah.
want.
Spill the beans, Jonathan.
Yeah.
We
Spill
waited
the
all
beans.
afternoon, and I really want to know now.
I love beans.
Especially when you mentioned Cassidy and her research.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
now
don't have. Well, I guess just start by full disclosure. It's a bear with me moment. I'll try not to babble too much and just try to get through it. But Paul and Lincoln and I were talking. I did a little bit of research on someone who lived at the Dandy House, and I was not at all expecting this, as is the case in research and discovery. It's just a path I went down, and it ended up. Well, you'll see. But everything that I found can be verified, and I can provide the resources later so other people can verify them if they want to, or they can tell me that I just completely misinterpreted something. So with that in mind, yeah, it started with Cassidy Nicholas's. Am I pronouncing her name properly?
It's either Nichols or Nicholas. Yeah.
Okay, she she wrote a paper on the Dandy House, and she said that in 1858, the Dandy House was purchased by a man named Alfred Burton from the Everetts. Okay. So, and don't make me beg when you're doing this. Because I'm looking down at notes and I'm trying to remember what I came up with. But so
Okay.
if we establish that as fact, and based upon what Cassidy wrote and her writing style, I trust the veracity of what she's written. She must have done the research. So if we can have that as a data point, we can say 1858, Alfred Burton bought the house. I went on a site called familysearch.com. It's a genealogy site.
Right.
And I pulled up the 1855 New York census. And in 1855, there was an Alfred Burton living in Hinsdale. He had a wife and he had 5 children. His oldest child was George E. Burton. Okay, he's kind of the key to the whole story.
Yeah.
All right. Now, also on that familysearch.com website, it said that Alfred Burton moved with his family to Iowa, and he died there. He died in a town called Loudon, Iowa in 1874. And, this is where you want to be careful. You don't want to say, oh, why did he move to Iowa? Was it under dubious circumstances? Because some people want to connect bad things happening at the Dandy House. But, the fact of the matter is Iowa became the 29th state in 1846. And I found this interesting. In 1850, the population of Iowa was 190,000, right?
Wow.
In 1860, just 10 years later, the population grew to 675,000.
Oh my God.
Huge growth in 10 years. And I think it's because the land there was more plentiful. It was probably a bit more fertile. It was probably
Fertile
easier
in
to
Iowa,
cultivate. Yeah. So 1860, about the year that Alfred Burton and his family moved there, the population exploded. So it sounds reasonable that somebody from New York might say, hey, let's try going out to Ohio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not Ohio, excuse me, Iowa.
Iowa.
So that all kind of fits. But the interesting thing is George E. Burton didn't move to Iowa. He stayed in New York, and he owned the house. He was legally in possession of the house. And we know that, according to Cassidy, we know that because in 1861, George Burton and his wife Elizabeth Burton sold the house to Michael McMahon.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
The connection with the McMahons.
1861 is when Michael McMahon took possession of the house. Okay.
Wow.
So now George E. Burton was young. He was in his 20s.
Uh-huh.
And so his family moved out to Iowa. The question I had is, well, why the heck would this young man and his wife just sell the farm? What happened to them? And that's where the story gets interesting. And, well, again, you'll see. So what happened to George Burton in 1861? Well, 1861, as you know, start of the Civil War. He enlisted in the 85th Regiment of the New York Volunteer Infantry. He was mustered into the Union Army in Hinsdale in 1861, the same year that he sold the house to Michael McMahon. So evidently, for whatever reason, he said to his wife, I'm joining the Union Army. Presumably, she stayed in Hinsdale. I didn't go down that path as to what happened to his wife, Elizabeth. But he, like most soldiers, enlisted for 3 years in the Union Army. In 1862, and by the way, all the military information about him came from the New York State Military Museum and Veterans Research Center. It's online. I'll put that link in the description. 3-year enlistment. In 1862, George E. Burton was injured. He was wounded in action at Fair Oaks, Virginia on May 31st, 1862. Was not evidently a serious wound because he completed his 3-year enlistment. And in 1864, January 1st, 1864, he re-enlisted in the Union Army. So here's where it gets really kind of unfortunate, because he re-enlisted January 1st, 1864, and in April of 1864, he was captured by the Confederates at Plymouth, North Carolina. So he was a prisoner of war.
What the
All right.
heck?
So
Wow.
and unfortunately, if you know about what this place was, he was sent to Andersonville Prison in Georgia.
Okay.
And if you don't know what Andersonville Prison was, it was described as hell on earth. It was a terrible place. 45,000 Union soldiers were sent to Andersonville. It was not a place where you wanted to go. And I found an account. It was written by a Father William Hamilton. He was a Catholic priest who tried to give what comfort he could to the Union prisoners in Andersonville. And he wrote about the conditions down there. And he said, quote, "I found the stockade, the prison yard, extremely filthy. The men all huddled together and covered with lice. I found the hospital almost as crowded as the stockade. The men there were dying very rapidly from scurvy, diarrhea, and dysentery. They were not only covered with the ordinary vermin, but also maggots, and they had nothing under them except the ground." And
Jesus.
sadly, George E. Burton, one of the former owners of the Dandy House, died in Anderson Prison of disease on August 29th, 1864. So 4 months after he was captured, he died, and he's buried in Andersonville, which is now a national cemetery. So those are the terrible conditions in which this man who lived at the Dandy House died. And to me, it's perfectly reasonable to think that as he was languishing in those horrific conditions, his thoughts must have turned to his young wife and his farm and his home in Hinsdale, all of which he probably realized he was never going to see again.
Do you okay, you say you hadn't gone down the hole to find out where his wife. You think she could have stayed at the house?
I'm going to guess, well, she wouldn't have stayed at the McMahon house unless she stayed with the McMahons, but I'm going to guess she stayed somewhere in there, maybe with family. I don't know. But he was mustered in the army. And unfortunately, that was his fate. But here's something I want to propose. And I know, we want to reemphasize, we don't want to be the source of any fairy tales or false legends about the Dandy House. But
not.
I'll propose this, though. Could it be that the feelings of intense happiness and sorrow that a lot of people have felt at the Dandy House, could they in some way be connected to what George Burton no doubt felt during his final days in Anderson Prison in 1864?
Very, very well could be.
Could he have had some unfinished business and decided to go home to find his family wasn't there?
Or maybe his poor wife, learning that husband died in such terrible conditions, maybe she's there. I don't know. But anyway,
could that be who they hear sometimes they say crying?
Maybe could be. But Paul, I know you've experienced immense sadness and happiness.
Yeah, both.
I mean, how could
separate and many years apart too. I mean,
right.
Because I've never really experienced the feeling of sadness like I did the night with Tim up there with me.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that came from because I was just a young buck. I didn't know what the hell any kind of that kind of a connection with a spiritual side.
Right.
But the perfume thing on the night that I was there for the 50th anniversary for me, that I can't even. That was exhilarating. So happy, I wanted to cry. I was happy enough to cry, and I felt myself welling up. And thought, what the hell is going on with me? Why would I be this happy that I want to cry?
Yeah. Well, think of
3 hours later, I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there.
Right. But I mean, just think of that tragic connection, right? Somebody lived at the Dandy House. This was a man who died in horrid conditions in a Confederate prison camp far from home. But this is the same person who walked up that staircase. Sat down in the kitchen, walked the grounds, who lovingly looked at his wife and, died under conditions we can't even fathom. And he has a direct connection to the Dandy House.
Paul Hoots says he experienced a sudden intense feeling of grief and sadness and felt like crying when he was near the pond. And I wasn't far from the pond when that happened. I was right basically at the corner of the house, the side facing it would be the side of the house facing the pond. I was right near that corner.
Sure. But I don't want to call Andersonville a concentration camp. That's something obviously terrible from a different war, but it probably wasn't too far off in a sense. These people were
Yeah, it
starved
sure
to death.
sounded like it. My God, maggots and they're laying on the ground and
That sounds worse than a concentration camp.
huddled
What
together
must he
with
have thought
lights.
and felt while he was laying there, thinking of Hinsdale, thinking of that farmhouse, thinking of his wife he left behind? Could there be a connection between that and the Dandy House?
And the truth be told, when he left to go, he probably never talked to his wife much again.
Probably not.
Right.
Probably not. So it would be interesting to see what happened to Elizabeth. But
it'd be interesting to find out if there was anything, like if you're ever there, if something comes out about George.
That Burton name is on the map. That last name is on one of the maps, Jonathan.
Oh, is it Burton? Yeah.
Yes. Burton is on the map. I don't know if it's at the house or not. You'll have to show Tina too what we kind of think might have happened, because I used to be told that McMahon Road went over the hill. I didn't know where the over the hill meant, but when you start seeing the new map against the old map, looking at the satellite pictures, it looks to me like McMahon Road did indeed go past Sanford and Son. And people are going to know who I'm talking about.
Oh boy, that's an insider.
It's an inside statement
inside
with somebody
statement.
with someone who lives on the hill up there.
And that's my fault, by the way.
It's all right. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. That's
I think I know who you guys are talking about.
Yeah, you know who he is. Yeah, you know who it is.
But I think that right. I think we found out that it looks like the map would have gone straight past his current place and then down to what's the name of the road?
Blank Road.
Yeah. With the maps.
I think it did. I think it went over the hill, and I think it connected to Plank Road, and then you go around the corner to Plank Road, and just little bit to the. It would be to the north. You would find the school number 4 schoolhouse, and in Sector 4, and then below that is where Emerson's home is now. And what was the name on that? What was there was a name on that prior back then.
I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do, Jackie. We're trying to connect all the people that lived in the house. And I want to get a hold of the school teacher that left all of her belongings there. I talked to her once, and she wouldn't talk to me for more than 30 seconds, 45 seconds. But here's the map of what we're talking about. This is a side-by-side map. What are the years on this one? I can't remember.
I'll zoom.
56 on the left and 69.
1869. So did you want to look at the 56 or the 69 map?
Look at the 56, and I'm gonna on my computer on the other screen, I'm gonna pull up so you can see an actual picture. You know, these old maps are really tough to read, but back then there wasn't addresses, it was names. That's all it was. That's how they told you who was who, by the name of the property.
Yeah, that's the Dandy House right there.
Yeah, you see now show Tina the house next to it. You see that, Tina?
Yeah.
Well, it said David Everett's lived in one and Charlie Everett's lived in the other. David lived in the Dandy House. Charlie lived in the house that would be east of him, right? And you see how
west.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So
closer to the road.
Yeah, that's McMahon Road, but it doesn't show a road there where those two houses are. But when I show you here in a second the current map of this area, those two houses are on the McMahon Road when you turn left. But look at McMahon Road as you come up it from Wagner Hill. It goes all the way down and connects to Plank Road. Figure that shit out.
Do you want me to stop sharing?
No, go ahead until I get it up so they can.
Okay.
I'm sure people are squinting their eyes so much on phones to try and figure out where that is. 38 is all I have to write in.
Yeah, and anyone can really verify this by putting the maps next to each other and then comparing the rivers and the schools and other things that are on both maps, and then you can see this is exactly the same road, the same, you know, you just have to fill in the, like, it's like the DNA gaps that are missing with, and then you'll be able to figure it out.
And Charlie is asking, did the road go to the right after passing the pump house? I'm going to show you on a map, Charlie. I think it went straight down, kind of like this was. Those two dots there where it says D. Everett's. Where the hell's the Butler name? I saw it on the map. I don't know if it was this map or the other.
I've seen it on a map too. I don't remember which one.
But those two dots right there are the extension, the left-hand turn, the dead-end road of McMahon. They just don't show it as a road because it was probably no more than a cart path. But now I'm going to show you my screen on this side. It's nice and clear and all that good stuff. And I'll blow it up. Those two dots, one is here. The other house would be in the forest area over in here on Lori's property. So when I go up this year, I'm going to walk through Lori's property, have her dog bite my ass, but I'm going to try and find a foundation over in this area. Because if David Everett lived here, his brother lived here.
Or in the pond. Where the
Yeah, I
pond
was gonna
is.
say it might be in the pond.
Right.
No, I don't think so, because it would be too far away from. Well, let's hang on a minute. Let's not go in that thought yet. This is McMahon Road. Let me pull this up. Here's Wagner Hill, and Wagner goes that way. McMahon, you turn on McMahon here. You come down. These are where the two dots are on this road, and then McMahon continues on this way. But you see this right here? Here's the driveway that takes you to Sanford and Son. Here's Sanford and Son's barn right here. And if you take this down and down and down, you'll see a break line. I should say a break in the tree line all through this area down here.
But if you look to the right, you see a break line to the right.
Yeah, there's a couple of them, but
there's a few, because Finney's home is up here, and you've got another. Where am I at?
Do you see what I'm saying? Right behind the house, how that line goes right up. Look behind the house, and there's
where it goes down. Yeah,
I'm just looking at the other ones that go over here too. But if you go with shit, there's a brake line right there all the way down too. What the hell is this? But you see down here, Plank Road is down here. A road comes up and goes this way. I'm wondering if this break between the trees here could have been Jonathan's map from 1856 all the way to Sanford and Son.
Right.
And it went straight down, just like it shows on Jonathan's map, down to Plank Road.
Where's schoolhouse number 4 on here?
Because right here is Alfred Warren Emerson's childhood home, right here, right on the corner of Plank Road.
Right.
And the schoolhouse, which they don't show on here.
Yeah, it'd be north, right?
Yeah, it's north up in it still exists, so why don't I see it?
So look at. See where Plank Road is? Or Emerson Road is?
Yeah.
Okay, go back in a little bit so you can see the rest of the map. Okay. Look where McMahon house is.
Well, it's way up yet still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would make more sense they went down that hill. See where that curve is? It looks like that they could have came down from behind the house up that little where there's a break in the trees, because there's also breaks at the bottom and stuff.
You're talking about this way?
Where's McMahon's up a little bit, isn't it? Where is it? Right here?
Well, the house is way
right here.
Here's McMahon, and it goes that way, but it also goes this way too. Well, that's his driveway. This is the actual McMahon Road that goes all the way to here and ends in a tree line.
So look at the break in the trees right behind the house. Look how straight that goes down.
Behind
And it
which
looks
house?
like
This
there's,
house? Behind this house?
yeah,
Well, that's not the Dandy house.
it's not.
No, Dandy house is way the hell up here.
Okay, well, there's a break in that, and then there's, if you notice that, there's a big ass break.
Yeah, right here. And it goes down. It might go down to here. This is all overgrown. There is a house up and through here, but that comes off a plank road. You take this driveway here, it's just a dirt road that goes in. I don't know why it doesn't show it all the way. It must go to that house unless this is the one that does.
It's just kind of crazy.
Well, you know what? When June comes here, let me put Jonathan's map back up. Because this road is just too straight down and then a dog legs. And I'm trying to figure out where there could be a dog leg here from. Okay, there's the Dandy house up. Where am I? Where the hell am I? Oh, right here's the Dandy house here. And then you follow it down, or actually you're going up here, up on the camp road, which would be this road here, coming down right here. This is all new stuff because people moved in and built cabins and all that crap.
You're still on my old map. I can stop.
But the way that road shows, it comes down. The way the 1856 map shows, it comes down here. Oh shit, I'm not showing anymore. I'm sorry. Damn it. Oh Lord. The way his dog leg was, it came down from up here all the way down and then turned to the right to connect to a road. And it wouldn't be Plank Road. Would it be Emerson? Could it have gone? No, it's just too long of a road. But Charlie asked, did the road turn to the right? And I don't see anything in any brake line and any trees or anything on this side of the area, this property over here. This here is Harry's house. That's the first property. Oh, Link, I'll show you where. Right here is where Keith's trailer was.
Wow.
Right over in here, right on the side of McMahon before you go up the hill.
That's like up an embankment.
It is, but that's where his trailer was.
Wow.
Actually, it is kind of flat in here
Oh, it is? Oh.
because this field extends right to the edge of the trees.
Yeah.
And he was right on the end. Actually, he was a little bit in. These trees are overgrown, of course. This is
Right.
51 years ago.
Right.
But that's Lori's trailer. That's her trash. And then you come up here and you follow McMahon that way. And then you can follow. I still think that's my freaking milk. No, it's not my milk truck.
That's too nice condition.
I mean, look at this. There's like 16 different roofs on this property. Looks like diamond plate for a milk truck. Maybe he took it right out of my truck. Look at this. Look at this. That's Sanford and Sons dump.
Yes.
Uh,
No, but if you put both of the maps, the old ones together next to the newer ones, and you look at the rivers, you look at the schoolhouse, you look at the other roads, it plain as day where that road was. It's so obvious. It'll hit you in the face if you look too hard.
yeah, I just want to see if we can find a map from like the.
Mm-hmm.
I think a good map would be right at the 100-year mark, so in the 20s or 30s, around that time, and see what the heck we've got. Because Charlie wanted to know if the road went right. John O'Brien, when he came to the house, said, "Where's the road that goes out behind the house and up over the hill?"
Right.
But that road where he was talking would have gone down through the marsh. And I don't think they're going to run horses down through a marsh. It's not a marsh. It's swampy, though. You look at the backside of the pond. When you're walking around the pond and you get the backside of it, look over the embankment there, and it's all water out that way. Probably 3-4 inches deep in some areas. How far do I live from the house? In the 18 minutes if I take the back road. Go to that 69 map, Jonathan, would you?
1860. Yeah, sure.
Easier on my eyes. Let me get Charlie's thing off there so I can see.
You want it bigger?
See, now it says McMahon, doesn't it? Yes, it does.
The
There's
property, yes.
and there's
Yep.
only one house. And there is a little road. See it? See that little road, the little dots? So that means it's a dirt road. They're all dirt roads. It wasn't a pavement back then.
Dirt road up this way too.
J. Powers.
Yep. Powers, Lynch.
Where the hell is that Butler name? Because I know I've seen Butler. I've seen it. I don't see it anywhere on this map.
Oh, Burton? Yeah, Burton's right here. V. Burton.
Burton, not Butler. Yeah, Burton. Okay.
It's Burton anywhere.
Right there, right down here.
Burton.
Right above Willover. One of
Oh,
the
there. Yeah. Way over there to the left. Okay.
You know what? You see those two names up there, Hedden? There's an A.L. Hedden and a
Right
J.
here?
Hedden. Yep. The drummer for my ex-guitarist right now, his last name is Hedden. I'm going to be talking to him. Not that that's going to help anything, but he might say, oh, yeah, my Hedden was, he was a cousin to Mike McMahon who, you never know. You just don't know. There's the Haskell Flats. What a stupid name.
Why? Why did you
Because
say
it's
that?
not flat. It's not flat.
Oh.
Oh, there's another Burton right here.
Did somebody pop in? No. Oh, got another Burton. There's a well over there, a well over there, and there's another willow up to the right. Oh, there's a 1, 2. There's another one up there somewhere. This is how you find all the stuff, Jackie. You just keep going through this because I want to know who. I want to know every tenant that lived in that house, and I'm gonna somehow. Well, Jonathan got one all the way back to 1860,
That's cool.
which now tells us that the
Yeah.
house was built before the deed that I have, which it said 1871.
And if you notice, there's only one house there at that time.
Yeah, I noticed that. Did you notice that, Jonathan?
Yep. So this is
Where's the other one?
1869. Maybe it burned down. Maybe it fell down.
Would there be a foundation like the Dandy House? Would it be a rock foundation?
If they were built at the same time, I would think so.
I would imagine, yeah. So I'll take some weed up to Lori and say, would you let me walk on your property and keep your dogs inside till I'm done?
Can we go back to the other map for a second? Because I want to see if the Burlingame was on there.
No, it's listed as Mrs. Peck.
Okay, so wait a second.
That's not the right place anyhow.
Okay.
The Burlingame farm would have been on the left side of 24.
But I thought they owned all of that.
But look if you look at that map, okay, look where Everett says. The McMahon house is actually the second house in.
Right. This
Right,
is McMahon.
right. I agree.
This is the
That's
field.
McMahon.
And isn't this Peck where
Burlingame would be.
this one is?
No, Burlingame.
Yes, it
No.
would be.
No, Burlingame's on the left side of McMahon Road. It's where the dugout thing is that we found.
No, it's listed right here. This is a different Burlingame then.
Well, wouldn't this be the farmhouse and this be the barn, other farm buildings over here?
If you're coming off Wagner Hill, oh Jesus, I'm trying to show you with my mouse and I can't because it's your mouse. But when you're coming down, okay, you're at 25 up here. Let's say you're at 25. You're following Wagner Hill Road, and then you come to McMahon, where on the right it says Peck. But when you're coming down and you take a right onto McMahon, the Burlingame farm is in that field right there.
But if you look on the other map, the Burlingame farm is not there.
Well, that's what the map says, yes. But the Burlingame farm was over there, and that's what I got from Burlingame, the old lady's cousin.
Okay. But what I'm trying to say to you is maybe there was another Burlingame farm and maybe they rebuilt.
It's possible.
Because look at how it's the exact same.
Or they
So
owned
that's-
land from here, all the way down here, all the way down here, all the way over here.
Right. They
Yeah.
could have owned the land on both sides of the road, and they had
Yeah.
to stick it on one side or the other for, documentation.
But
Purposes.
the way it's set up, the McMahon house, which would have been the one Everett brother, would have been all the way on the inside, not the
Yep.
very first one.
Yeah, the only dot that's on the pink map, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because the other dot's gone, so it either burnt down or whatever.
Yeah.
So this would have been David Burlingame, David Everett's house, and Charles would have been somewhere around here.
Right at
And
the
that-
beginning.
Who
It
knows
looks
what
like
happened
right
to
at the
it?
beginning of the road.
Yeah, it would be pretty close to the beginning, right where you turn.
So you've got some research to do.
Got some walking to do, and that's really thick up there. We do know there's a pond there because remember the leaning telephone pole, Tina?
Yeah.
There was a pond up by that telephone pole.
But I don't think it's up there in that field. I think it's on the other side.
Well, if the first dot
I think
was
it's
right,
I think it's in the field where all the stuff is growing now.
but the dot was right next to it. It's on the same little.
Look at it.
Go back. It's right next to it. It's not across the field. It's right there.
I
It's
know
like if
that.
you were to
It's
come
right at
down-
the beginning. I think it's right at the beginning of the road. Like right
Well, that's
there.
what
at the corner
I
of the-
agree with you there, but it can't be in the field if it's at the beginning of the road.
What I'm trying to say is it's that field, I believe. I think
don't
it's
know.
right by that field. Like right
Maybe.
next to it. Not up where Lori is, right at the beginning of the field, like where the dish is running.
You mean the field next to the house where Mike's house is? Mike's room on
Yeah.
that side?
Not maybe, but it could be. That could be it.
Well, that's
That
what
could-
I thought too. Right on
That
the
could be where we're hearing. Remember we used to talk to Anna?
Anna. That's exactly where I'm saying the house used to be. The other one. Let me pull my map back up. See, I thought you meant the big field across the way.
No. That's on the other side of the road. No.
Here's the deity house. Whoops, sorry. And then you leave McDeity house, you go up McMahon, and it would be right in this field, right in this area. Because it's not over here in the big field that they cut down.
Or it's right here, right at the beginning, right there.
Right here, yeah.
Yep. It's one of the two places. That's where I heard the drums, remember?
Yeah.
Remember I played that thing the first time I talked to you?
I wish
I
there
heard
was.
it right there at the corner.
I wish they had a key or a scale on these old damn maps. That's a long ride for two dots because the dots are only. If you put a dot on here, it would be here and then maybe here with the second dot, or even this far, but it wouldn't be all the way to the beginning of the road. Put that up again, Jonathan.
Well, you have to.
the
I think
brown
you have
one.
to. It's there. It's backstage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Gentlemen, I don't mean to interrupt. Does BS mean blacksmith instead of school?
We didn't say school for the blacksmith. We said school for the other one.
For school, and then when we moved up, there was a BS.
That could be there was a blacksmith. Remember we saw the word blacksmith somewhere?
So
I also seen sawmill.
because they're talking about BS might mean blacksmith instead of a second school right
So
next to the one school.
So this BS could be the blacksmith.
That's what's in chat.
That's
Wait, go
blacksmith.
back over to the pink map. I wanna see
Yeah,
the
because
pink-
there's two. We saw two schools there, didn't we? We saw two schools. School 4.
Yeah, and we said why would there be two schools so close to each other? And then
They're right down here.
in chat they're saying the blacksmith may be BS.
Could that say BS shop?
Yeah,
Well, I-
blacksmith shop could be, because the school is
Schoolhouse.
The school is almost where this road goes off to the east,
It's right where the sawmill was, wasn't it?
but now it's down there. So maybe they moved the schoolhouse.
Wait a second. Go back over by. Is it next to the McMahon thing? because if it's next to the McMahon thing, it's a sawmill
Uh-huh.
at that point.
Well, that's not McMahon. That's Willover. McMahon's way the heck.
Okay,
the other way.
Willover, but look right below Willover. It says sawmill.
Which makes sense if they had a mill pond there
Yeah, that would make sense.
and a stream.
And now the blacksmith thing is right around that same area.
Well, you have some more research to do there.
Well, what's
Team.
going to help? What's going to help a lot in June is that drone, because we're going to drone that entire area with the camera pointed down the whole time, and it's going to be up there covering every square foot. And there is ways of setting patterns up on drones so you don't miss anything. You can put it in grids, and you can have the drone do it for you. You don't have to do it yourself. You put the byways in, so you start a drone. And you could even do it with the newer maps by using compass headings and set it and have it go north to east, go over to the south a little bit, go west to east or north to east. What the hell? North to south, go west a little bit, and then south to north, east a little bit, north. That you could just keep overlapping your stuff till you get every bit of that land on camera.
What would be neat to know is Willover the same Willover that's on the pink map too, right next to the Everett farm?
I'm going up here. EVERED.
Okay, see the Willover? Okay, if you
Right
go to
here.
the other map, it looked like Willover is still in the same spot. I wonder if that Willover family kept that house in the same, kept it in the family. See?
See, this one right here is, I presume,
Same place.
this one. Yeah. Well, it's right on this road that goes to the east.
Is that a D or a T?
Oh, that's down here though.
Michael McMahon, 1869. And he bought it when? In 61 he sold it?
1861 he bought it, yes.
Okay, so he was still there in 69.
Yeah, I think he died in 1904.
Wow.
It'd be
Yeah,
This is
interesting.
so cool to
Because there's
put
a
this
J
together.
Willover, and then the other one's a J Willover too. It'd be
Wow,
interesting
yeah.
if the Willover family still lives up in that area.
There's three of them on one of the maps. I don't remember
Yeah,
which.
that one has 3 of them.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's still Willovers that live up there because there's a lot of Willovers still around here.
I'm
Is
going
there?
to have to go back to that. I'm going to have to find that page I found where it listed every property owned in Hinsdale, New York in 1860 something. It showed the names, the parcels, which one those are. Isn't that considered parcels? No, not parcels. What's the districts? What the hell are they called, Jonathan? Those big numbers, or not the big ones, but the 16 and the 8 and the 24 and all those. What are those actually called?
I'm not sure what that is. Did they, instead of naming the roads, just call it 24? I don't know. I don't know. On the map, this is all district number 4.
Right.
But what does the 24 mean? Don't know.
You got 20.
McMahon was in District 15, and the next section was District 4.
You know what bothers me is when I'm doing research online, when I'm trying to research anything regarding McMahon's or anything, I get the haunted house shit coming up in Google. I don't want the haunted house. I even in quotes put in dates and years and stuff.
Hey, look, there was a cheese factory.
Where?
Cheese back FACT near the
Oh, yeah.
Pasco Flats.
There still is.
You can buy 150-year-old cheese there. But if somebody's last name was Rude, I wonder if that's related to somebody else, you know.
Oh, God. Wait a minute. Did I just hit something?
SD Rudy.
Okay, let's go.
Cuba cheese is not far from this whole entire area either.
No,
Mhm.
but yeah, that has nothing to do with anything up there.
No, but when he said cheese factory,
Oh yeah. Look at all the Lindermans in Hinsdale. Holy shit. All right, look at all the Mike John T.
Put your screen up, Paul.
I just typed in
There's 3 Willovers. Yeah.
this is the Hinsdale Cemetery. I've only got one McMahon, John T., spouse of Marion B., born 1907, died 1994, Section 4 of the Hinsdale Cemetery.
Mason. Hello.
It's like, hi, Mason. I clicked on that because it said Hinsdale Cemetery, and I'm seeing 4 sons, and I thought, wait a minute, who are they? I saw the Civil War U.S. vet.
there's a Hinsdale Cemetery, and then there's the Maplehurst Cemetery too.
Well, let me.
So where are Michael McMahon and Catherine McMahon, his wife, buried? They died in 1904.
I should be able to find that in really quick search here.
Gosh, this is like unbelievable information.
I feel like I'm back in school and I'm loving the hell out of it.
Yeah, school is great. Doesn't matter what age you are.
All right, which McMahons do I want?
I'm curious to know where Michael McMahon, the original McMahon owner, and his wife Catherine, they both died in 1904, where they're buried. Hopefully not on the property.
Died 1904?
Yes.
Hopefully
Both born in Ireland.
Hopefully not. I wish they were born there. Okay, 1904. Here we go. Oh boy, that's not going to be him. I'm going to bring my screen back up again, so we can all do this. All right. There's 13 matches. Michael McMahon, Massachusetts.
Oh, there he is, right there.
Well, that's Hillsdale County, Michigan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was yours.
Yeah, that's what I did. Remember when I put the map up of New Hampshire, Hinsdale, New Hampshire? Cuba, Allegheny. Here you go, Michael McMahon. Cuba, Allegheny County,
Cuba
New York.
Cemetery.
Oh.
When was he born?
He was just said he was born in Ireland. I don't know where.
Oh.
Or I don't know when. 1828 sounds about right, though. He would have been about in his 30s when he bought the house.
And then you said Catherine?
Catherine is his wife, yeah.
Can you click on his name and see if you can see where it is?
Where am I?
Up one more. No, go up one more. Down. Let's see.
Oh, shit. There we go.
Family members, Catherine. There you go.
Well,
January 15th, 1928.
Can't read that, damn it. Oh, boy.
You know, you should visit their cemetery, their graves too.
Almost hand in hand.
How modest.
Okay, let me go back to. Okay,
Well, again, when your soulmate passes away, you're probably not going to last too much longer.
let's look up Catherine McMahon. Ah, shit. All right, let me go back since it wants to be stupid.
Catherine with a C, if it matters.
Oh, okay. McMahon with a C.
And cemetery location, Cuba.
I'll just let it find it for me. I like this.
There she is, right there.
Right on top. I'll be a son of a bitch.
Same stone as Michael. She was born in Aaron Stillman, County Clare, Ireland.
Look at that. Oh, I
RCF 52.
RC, is that like the Roman Catholic section of the cemetery?
wonder if it is. That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, with a name like McMahon.
Did they have children?
They did. John and Dennis. Dennis eventually took over the property.
Dennis did? Okay.
Yep.
God.
You know what year he passed away?
He was in 1940. He was living on the property, age 67, and that's all I have.
Well, I'll just go ahead and put. Isn't there?
But it's see there where it says exact or well, you know, I was supposed to say exact after 1940.
Okay, Pennsylvania.
Cuba.
New York, son of a bitch.
Our Lady of
Our-
Angels Cemetery.
Age 70.
Family members, parents, yeah, siblings, James, John.
Oh, yep. Oh, they're all buried there, must be because it shows them all.
Well, we can admit all the we can probably admit all the McMahons being born on or dead on buried on the property.
Yep.
I wonder if his son took over, John, because John McMahon's on there.
Well, it says in 1904, Michael McMahon and his wife Catherine die. Michael McMahon's property is passed on to John and Dennis McMahon. 1912, John McMahon transfers the property solely to Dennis McMahon.
So John McMahon.
So did John
John-
die or did John?
There's a Johnny.
Whoops, sorry.
Johnny.
Remember the Johnny that Charlie
I just heard a story about a Johnny.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Well, at that, and if it, in that year, what was the year that Johnny might have died after 40?
After 40.
Yeah, that would be history. That would be in the news. That would be everywhere.
Oh,
Oh, but
Yeah,
John's
that's-
headstone was right with Michael's.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not even listed in here yet.
But he was definitely on the previous page.
Yeah, he sure was. Right there.
Oh, yeah, you
Go
got
back. Go back down. Keep going. Oh, there was one that was highlighted, and I didn't know if that was it. Page 2.
Oh shit, where is it?
it. Scroll down.
Keep going down.
Right there.
good God, look at him.
God, it's already.
Oh,
it's
that's not
already
it.
Oh, that
That's not
isn't
it.
it. No.
well, why is that one even highlighted though? Isn't that weird? I didn't click on that. I didn't click on it. That's what
But if you-
happens when you click on it and then it goes to it. Well, that one was already clicked like it wanted to go to it.
If you click your back button in your browser, can you go back to where you were with Michael and Catherine? And
Oh, yeah.
no, it's too bad.
That's all right. Let me do it again.
All I gotta do is put in their name.
Yep.
After 1940. Not, geez, that's a long time from now.
Well, Dennis was alive in 1940. John could have died before 1940. We don't know.
Oh,
I don't know why it doesn't give me a state. Would have been nicer to just give me a damn state.
You could put New York in there.
I didn't see where you could put a state or location. There's no locations in here
Right
anywhere.
there, cemetery location.
Yeah,
That's
Cuba, New York.
oh. All right, let me get this out of here. Jesus.
There you go.
There he is.
The second one down.
Well, we got the. Oh, I like that headstone better though. 1950. If he was the one that killed his kids so he wouldn't die, it'd be all over the papers.
And wouldn't that be kind of, but not necessarily, well, you wouldn't necessarily know what happened. Well, think about this one, okay?
Look at this shit. Look at all the siblings and stuff.
Yeah, do a screenshot so you have it.
I got to move it
Or
over.
bookmark it.
it won't fit.
No, I don't. I don't do bookmarks.
I just heard a cat.
That's my cat.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't fit. for a
If you
screenshot.
look at something, though, which is kind of cool, he died in 1950. When did Charlie's family buy that house?
When did what?
When did Charlie's family buy that house?
Well,
They're there in the 60s.
Yeah, because
early 60s.
the Reese's already owned it. The Reese's got it from.
That's what I'm saying. Think about all that.
Well, Paul, when did you say John O'Brien had family living there?
Oh my gosh.
Well, that was Elizabeth.
I'll be back.
Okay, that was his wife was Elizabeth McMahon. There she is. There. Well, it says Elizabeth Catherine Doherty now, so maybe
McMahon.
that's not the same one.
Well,
But Elizabeth sent a letter to the Olean. Well, how could she? She died in 1939. It can't be that Elizabeth.
It's got to be a different one. So spouse, why would? Oh, that's John McMahon's spouse. Okay. So his wife, John McMahon's wife, died young, or predeceased him by what? Well, 10 years. I guess that's not out of the ordinary.
James McMahon.
wow.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Isabel Elizabeth McMahon Curran, Bob Curran's Corner.
Jackie, I wanted to ask you, where were your parents, Flo and our grandparents buried?
They're in
Olean.
Olean.
Yeah, they're in
Olean.
Olean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that on that main drag, that main road?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my mom went there a few times, and I think you just keep on going. Then it's all like hills and that
Oh.
and that cemetery.
She's in. I can't even think of the name of the cemetery.
Is that the one that's by near a river?
Yes.
Okay, because I passed that one once. Wow, that was really something.
I'll get it for you right now. Let me get rid of that share and do another share and do this share. Get out of here with that. Here's Flo's memorials. She's buried in. She's at the Maplehurst Baptist Church. I don't know. Is she buried in Maplehurst?
Oh, I don't know, but the church down at that's where her where they had her funeral, or at that church that's down down the hill.
That's it. Yeah, it's in Maplehurst.
Yeah, that's where her funeral was.
Well, I'll go right back to where I was a second ago, and I'll find out where she is.
Okay.
The name of it, anyhow.
Okay. I know I don't want to mess with nothing, and I have to mess up my phone here.
There she is. There okay. Mountain View. Mountain View Cemetery is over here on South Union Street in Olean. That's on the big hill. I mean, everybody's buried on a hill.
Yes, it is very hilly there.
Horrible place to walk.
Yes.
I'm going to go visit them. See.
Yeah.
Up there's there.
Can you do a screenshot of that cemetery?
Of the cemetery? It's only gonna. What do you mean of the cemetery?
Where she's buried.
Well, I know where it is. I mean, I know where Mountain View. It's right on the corner of the River Road and South Union Street.
Mount Cemetery.
Mountain View. I know where it is. Remember I showed you all the flooding from the 72 flood?
Yes, I remember that. We took a drive
That's
around.
where it is. That's right at the top of the flood.
Right near that river.
You have to go over the river to get to the cemetery.
Okay. Oh.
Interesting stuff. Anybody have questions for Jackie on
Yeah, they can type that in
on her tours or anything? That's
it.
remind. My entire family is buried at Bonaventure Cemetery. I don't think they're buried any place but both sides of the family. I think
I
I've
know
got
Joe
60.
Joe and Flo's in there, and her son is in there too.
Oh,
Flo's
okay.
son, my uncle's in the same cemetery because they lived in Olean for a while. His kids and his wife.
Yeah. Do you live? You don't live near Hinsdale, do you?
No,
You're
I live in Cheektowaga, New York.
oh, you're out toward Buffalo.
Yes. Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, I live like 10 minutes away from my mom, so we used to drive up there together all the time.
So
That's
how often
and
do
what
you do tours, Jackie?
I did a couple of them last year. Just a couple a year. Like 2 a year.
And a tour entails what? How long do you spend with I assume you walk around, you tell them about the property, the history, things like that?
Yes, like 3 hours. It's a 3-hour tour.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow, 3.
Wasn't that good
Yes.
Alan too? A 3-hour tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I
Anytime
recall
I
that.
used to. Anytime I used to open for anybody, I was always there for that long, just opening for them. I couldn't shut my mouth.
Vicky wants to know if you slept in a certain bedroom when you visited them, or didn't you sleep over?
I did sleep over, and I slept in Michael's room before, and I got a story to tell you about that one.
All right, there you go.
Well, when I had my daughter, and she was just a baby when I slept there, and I was visiting family. Family was from Florida, was visiting at that time, and I wanted to spend some time with them, so I slept
Wow.
at the house. It
No
was a house full, and
Yeah.
well, me and my daughter was sleeping in Mike's room. She woke everybody up. She woke up screaming at 5:30 in the morning. My daughter. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to her. That she woke up screaming, and then later on, when I spent the night at the house, I had an experience of that. It sits in there. I was laying on the couch and I was awake. I was waiting for everybody else to wake up, and it was 5:30 in the morning, and the cushions underneath my feet on the couch went down.
Huh.
And in my,
Oh my
and my,
God.
and I was scared. I said, "What the hell?" And I said, "What the hell is that?" And in my head, I said, "I did not just feel that," and it happened again.
Twice.
Twice at 5:30 in the morning. I believe that was my grandmother telling me, from when
Oh.
my daughter was a baby, and then later on in the years, when I spent the night, that that was her. I believe it was her doing that.
Hmm.
And then I slept in like the living room. Plus, my body was in Beth's room. I was on like a mattress on the floor. Everybody was at the house. Like, I always slept at the house with a lot of people, all the relatives. So I was on a mattress, and my body was in Beth's room on
But
the mattress.
where were you in where was the mattress?
Basically in between, like right Beth's room and the living room, right in the middle.
Okay.
And then I did sleep in Mary's room too, upstairs with my daughter again, and she did not sleep well.
Huh.
And there, and with everybody there too, all the family, because I believe we all were there for something.
Was it a twin bed, or was it a full bed in Mary's room?
Actually, I was on the floor. I don't know if it was a blanket was on the floor, but we were sleeping on the floor.
Oh, they didn't have a bed in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I believe my cousins were. They had a what are those called? Bunk beds in there. Believe it or not.
Oh, that's
Wow.
wonderful.
Yeah,
excellent use of space. Yes.
yeah. They had a bunk bed in there. Because my cousins used to sleep there.
Okay.
Used to stay with them, actually.
Yeah.
Here, Kelly's
Yeah.
got a question for you. Kelly's got a question for you.
Can you see the comments?
Very little. I can't. You will have to read them to me.
What made Jackie come back to do tours at the house? Does she feel attached?
I feel attached is because I don't know. I just feel it. I have no. It's just feels like it's in me to do them. I believe that it's meant to be kind of feeling because actually I'll tell you how uh I'll tell you another story was back of the day right after they passed away, like a few years after they passed away, I was wondering about the house. What was going on with the house? Was anybody living in the house or what's going on? And all of a sudden I was on my computer on Facebook and all of a sudden the house popped up. And I was saying, hey, wait a minute, that's my grandmother's house. But it looked weird because it wasn't the yellowish when she lived in there. It was the white. And I say, wait a minute, did they paint it? I was confused. But I started talking to these people because there was a group there doing a tour. And so I started talking to them and I said, hey, that's my grandmother's old house. And they said, who's your grandmother? I said, Florence Misnik.
Oh my God.
And guess who was doing a tour at that house that night? Dan was there. That's when he was there.
That's
His group was.
Do you remember about what year that was?
Oh, it was when the other group was running this, so I don't know. Because Marianne invited me out there. It might have been 2013. Because
that would have been Marianne's group, the people that got together, and that's when KG asked me if I wanted to buy the house. I said absolutely not.
Yeah, 2013. Because I just posted it on Facebook when I was invited out to that house. It was February of 2013.
Wow. In February, it must have been hard to get through.
And actually, they invited me out that weekend to be a special guest.
Wow.
Huh.
And I think Paul Kenyon was there.
Yes, I was.
He was there.
Who's that? I never heard. I don't know who that is.
That's when I first met him.
Oh.
There's the Reese Mausoleum for Donna, her husband, and her daughter.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So that's when you met Paul.
Yes.
That's the first time.
Yep.
Did he have his book out already?
Oh yeah. Came out in 2009. That was 2013.
Okay. Wow.
And I got lost on the way there too because I always rode out with my mom, so I really didn't. So I got lost going up the hill. Actually, actually, I went past Hinsdale and was going into Olean because me and my mom always went to Olean, so I got confused.
Oh.
But I made it an hour later, but that was okay.
Yeah.
I went up there every day for a year and a half, and when I came back to Olean 25 years later, I couldn't find the house. I went up every stinking road in Hinsdale and couldn't remember how to get to the house.
Wow.
And it's an easy shot. Once you get to Hinsdale, if you go down Main Street in Hinsdale, you take a right, then you take a left on Congress Road to Wagner Hill, or just go straight up Wagner Hill from the main road, and you're there.
Right.
And the first time I went to the house, there were cars lined up all on Wagner Hill, all up and down McMahon, the main part of McMahon, when the story came out in the paper, because everybody in the world wanted to see a ghost. I couldn't find it, and when I pulled in the driveway, I had Gordon Bandy with a rifle aimed right at my head. That
Yeah.
was scary. That was scary as hell.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They
Oh,
got
that's what.
tired
That's
of trespassers.
who had the gun to your head?
Clara's brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
To keep out the trespass. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a madhouse, Paul said. And you know,
Yeah.
wasn't loaded, but still, when you pull around and pull into a driveway and there's a gun pointing right at your face,
right.
scary.
Yes. Yeah.
Jackie, I have to ask this because Paul was saying how horrible that the condition that the property was in. Were you sad, horribly sad, when you went after your grandparents passed to see, you know, all of the damage that was done? I mean, it probably didn't look anything like what you had remembered when Flo and Joe were there. You
Yes, I
know,
was very sad.
it must have been
Yeah.
almost traumatic to see the damage and from kids or whatever.
Right. Yes, it was very, very sad to see it that way.
Yeah,
Yes.
right,
Yeah.
right. It's yeah, I can imagine that was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a question from Vicky. So, did any of her cousins that actually stayed with the grandparents, did they ever tell any stories of any hauntings?
Actually, no. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
And
go ahead.
I always felt like safe in that. I think my grandmother was like how put protecting us
Mhm.
from, you know, because
very well do.
I didn't feel nothing until after she passed away. When we
Oh,
went like in that house, like being watched, and now
okay. Right.
One thing I'll stick in there too, regarding Vicky's question, is straight from Clara Dandy's mouth, Clara Miller, mine too, for that matter. You can go to the house 6 days in a row and have absolutely nothing happen. You won't hear a thing, you won't see a thing, you won't sense a thing. Maybe you will a little bit in those 6 days, but there are times when they aren't going to come running out of the woodwork as soon as you get there and say, "Yay, people, let's scare them." They don't do it that way, and I'm not upset with Vicky's question because you want to find out who experienced things when. But you can go to that house and it's just as peaceful as a graveyard. You
right.
really, there's
Yep.
nothing happening. And Jackie has experienced it. Clara's entire family experienced it. They didn't have ghosts jumping out every 10 seconds every day of the week. It doesn't happen that way. Unless you're a big group and everything happens when you go to a haunted locations.
I was really I liked to when Brandy was on last week, and he told me, I mean, he told us all that he didn't feel anything and he had no experiences in that house. That was
Yeah.
very interesting. That
He was the chaser. He had a few. He had
he
a
had a
few
few.
experiences. Yeah, he
Oh.
mentioned a few on there.
Oh, okay.
But for him, it seemed like when there was activity and Randy came up, it stopped.
Yeah.
Clara always called him her ghost chaser. She always said that. And Randy's got something special about him. I don't know what it is. If you shake his hand, don't let go. Just hold his hand for a second. Hi, Brock. Hold his hand for a second and feel what you feel. There's something weird inside Randy's body. I think he's got. Well, he goes into a state of mind that he is extremely strong when he does. I mean, at least he was way back when he was 18, 17, 18, 19. That's when I first met him, and he was a very strong kid, but he wasn't. But when he went into this state of mind, he did some strange things. You spent what? I spent, okay, Jeremy says, I spent 2 days alone. It was quite quiet, other than the woman's voice and battery drainage. Not sure what it is about the basement, but it made me uneasy. The basement is just, it's it's old. It's a dungeon. It's like a damn dungeon down there. I don't know if you've been down there, Jackie, but I hate the basement.
Yeah, I've been down there a few times. I don't like it down there.
Nah, I don't
No.
like it down there at all. I'm not afraid of anything down there. I just don't like the atmosphere of the basement.
Yeah. I don't like, I don't like nowadays is that closet upstairs.
I'm sleeping in that closet on June 21st.
Are you?
Yep, on the floor.
Wow. I don't know, something about that closet, it spooks me a little bit, you know?
Did you hear the EVP, which I still don't believe it, even though Nightbot just popped up.
Who?
What?
Look at that, Jonathan. Nightbot's telling people to go to my Twitch
Oh, that's
channel.
funny. On YouTube, yeah.
Forget those. How do I do that?
And it was pretty interesting that you guys said that Clara kept Mary's room door shut. Correct?
Yes, yes.
And when
Clara did all the time.
yeah, and then when I went after my grandmother passed away, she had that door shut.
She did, yes.
Yes.
I know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Really?
that's interesting that maybe she didn't like that room either.
I have a feeling, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. I do have a feeling that Flo especially kept anything that happened to her up there quiet. She didn't want
Yeah.
people bothering her. She didn't want to start broadcasting, oh my God, the haunting has begun again. She didn't like people coming up there bothering her.
Right.
And
Yep.
they did all the time. I remember Joe telling me one time, here he gets up at 2:00 in the morning, there's people pounding on the door, wanting to see a ghost or something. Well, of course, they were out drinking and having fun. But you don't go up and bother an old couple doing something like that.
Right. Yeah, I think she did keep stuff quiet, you know.
I think she did. I really
Yeah.
think she did.
Yeah. Or
That's
she didn't
true.
want, I think she didn't want people to think she was crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. The dandies, everybody thought they were nuts.
Yeah.
Vicky's right about that. They do it when they do it.
Right.
Elizabeth got growled at in the basement or in the bathroom. If you're liking the stream, please consider hitting the like button. Where did that come from? Why is my bot suddenly running? I don't even have the bot open. That's strange. Jeremy said, I love the look. I love the look of the attic above the stairs and all the old stuff in the attic. Wish you could get in there. And you can get in there. There's two rails right there. Just don't do it because you'll fall through the ceiling. Like Charlie Halliday, or like somebody did knock Charlie Halliday's book down.
I found it interesting that when Charlie Halliday was on and reporting what he went through before he lived there before the Dandies, and he had said that he did not say that Mary's room was anything special. He didn't say much happened in Mike's room, like the Dandies reported, and it's very mysterious as to why it affects some people and not others, and why it starts and ramps up when certain families are there. That's I don't think that's ever going to be answered.
Right.
You know,
I never know.
but according to Clara and Al, the father from St. Bonaventure, there was allegedly a house cleansing done in the 20s.
In the 1920s by another priest.
and Clara had said or insinuated in her book, I think one would have happened around 1950s. So
I wonder, you know,
that's 3.
That's interesting.
I
You
think
know what? And I have the priest that was at my grandmother's church. It's a Maplehurst or whatever that is called.
yeah, Maplehurst.
Yeah. His son got a hold of me, and the priest that was my grandmother's, I believe he tried to do something at the house too, and I think it affected him.
Oh,
I should get a hold of that guy back up, but I felt kind of, I don't know, I didn't feel right talking to him, but I should go talk to him again and see what he has to say. He said that his father did not, I think he had some, what's that? The house did not affect him very good, I guess.
oh.
There's a lot of people that can go in there and they just Lori said it too. She thinks it depends on how sensitive people are.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people just don't believe and aren't going to say nothing at all or feel anything. Hi, Kyle. And Jeremy said he's coming back July 18th
Mm-hmm.
from Texas, coming up from Texas. So he travels further than you, Link. Look at that. He comes all the way from Texas. Link comes up 2 or 3 times a year from Wisconsin.
Yeah, and then there's some YouTubers, and I don't know how much you can believe of that, but it is what it is. They walk in the house and claim they get sick right away. So, I mean, it could be true. It might not be. It might be for views, because it's on YouTube and you're looking for their $1.50 for their video, you know. So
it's a possibility. It just is. Yeah, you have to speculate one thing and one thing only, and it's God, how do you say it without sounding like I'm trying to bash somebody? Because everybody right away says, "Well, you're bashing them." No, I'm not. It's illogical. Let's just look logic in the eye and accept it. That when we go up, we have things happen. One night, Jackie, I have my granddaughter up at the house.
Unbelievable.
There's a video on. We leave our cameras running all night long while we're sleeping. And my granddaughter was with me. She slept in the bed with me in the master bedroom, and Link was in Mary's room, and we were snoring. I mean, we snore really loud. You can hear Link just as loud as me. The camera's right next to me. You can hear me loud. You can hear him just as loud. And all of a sudden, this is probably had to be between 4 and 6 a.m. All of a sudden, 9 loud steps coming up the stairs. I didn't hear it. I posted it. I uploaded the video, and somebody said, "Oh my God, what's all the banging?" And I thought, "Banging? What banging?" So I went back through and listened to the video, watched it, and you can hear those footsteps coming up the stairs.
Yep.
And when I watched the video the first time, I'm waiting for something to come around the corner into the master bedroom. Nothing there.
Right.
Oh, wow.
That's how realistic it was.
Wow.
See, that's real. That is more entertaining to me, for me, than all of these YouTubers that go up there and go ooh, ah, ooh every 5 seconds, because it doesn't work that way.
Right.
But when you're knocked around physically, mentally, by the
energy,
by the leader of that place, by the strong, hi Kim, by the really strong energy that's in that house. And Jackie, I hope you never encounter it.
Right.
You won't go back even to your grandparents' house. You won't. I promise you won't go back. It's so bad.
Me and my kids, we always say, because they come out there with me when I do my tours and stuff like that, and for events. And they said it's like going to our grandma's house. Like it's so peaceful going there. But
Exactly.
like I said, I did have experiences there after she
Mhm.
passed away. You know,
Right.
like another time there was a big group there, and I went in the house myself to warm up my Tim Hortons coffee to put it in the microwave,
Oh,
and then I felt like I was being watched again in this house, and I didn't feel too good about it. So I hurried up and got my coffee and got the hell out of there. You know,
That's what's strange too, Jackie, because you never felt that way when Flo and Joe were there.
right? Yes,
So maybe Joe was protecting you. Maybe Flo was protecting you when you were there. Because your grandmother was a tough cookie.
yes,
mhm.
he was.
She was. I mean, she kicked the crap out of people if she had the chance and got a hold of some of them trespassers. I think she'd probably beat the daylights out of them. She was
Right?
tough.
Yes, she
Well,
was.
and then Joe would go out and try to clock the heck out of a bear, messing with the
Yeah, when the bear
walls.
was digging at his bees into the side of the house, he'd come out with a stick. I don't even know if you knew that or not. He would poke at the damn bear. Get out of here! Get out of here!
I heard that last
Unbelievable.
week when on the thing, and I said, "What the hell?"
He did. He did.
Wow,
Flo
I
told us
believe he
about
would
that.
have. Yeah, I believe it.
I believe it of Joe for sure when I heard about it.
Yeah,
But he wasn't going to put up with no bear ripping the side of the house off.
right. I'm surprised he didn't get his guns out.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had guns up there
yeah,
because he was a hunter.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Paul says that they had ducks or geese or some kind of
Oh, they
animals.
had a ton of geese.
Oh my God. Yes.
One mean one
Yeah.
always bit my
Yeah.
feet.
Oh yeah. They had ducks, geese, chickens. They even had a goat.
Yeah, they had a
Yeah.
goat for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
The goat ate the screen of the porch thing. That's how he passed away. He ate the
Oh.
screen of the porch.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
remember you go up there and if the geese were, especially the geese, they'd be out at the lake when you pulled up. They'd come running up to you. They go, "Okay, who's here now?" Well, like
Yeah.
they were protecting the property. You know what I like a lot? What I really enjoy up there in the springtime is when those big bullfrogs are just yapping away.
Oh yeah.
God, they're so
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
They're really, really loud.
And the pond was Joe's favorite spot.
Yeah.
He always was at the pond.
Have you seen the size of the fish that are in there now?
Yes,
Oh my
I
God.
have. Yeah.
Those things are over 2 feet long.
Yeah.
I mean, those things are humongous.
Yeah. We used to go swimming in that pond.
You're lucky
Yeah.
they can get eaten alive.
Yeah. Yep. I even
Well,
brought my
You
baby.
mean when you were 19 or 20? When is
I
that?
was when I was like 22 because I had my baby with me in the pond.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Was it clean? Was it clearer and cleaner? Was all of that stuff grown up around it? Like,
It was clean around it. It was clean.
oh,
Yeah. They even have this little bridge thing that they jumped off of and everything but I do remember I stayed by there where I could touch the ground and it was muddy on my it
Very
was real
muddy.
muddy.
Lots of
Uh,
silt.
Yeah. Yeah, on the ground or under
oh.
where my feet were.
Was there huge fish in it back then, or was this something more recent?
I don't think it was back then.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, you would have seen them.
Yeah.
If they were there. Oh my!
Right.
They're
I don't
huge.
remember who stocked the pond. I know. I can't remember if I know Flo and Joe didn't stock it. I don't think Dan stocked it. He may have, but those catfish that are in there now, they could pull you out underwater and keep you there for a while. They're huge, those things.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. Maybe I'll go fishing one day. I won't keep them. I'll throw them back in, of course, but I'd like to catch one of them catfish. It'd be like going out deep sea fishing.
I know.
They're huge. Yeah,
Yes.
Dan allows fishing up there. Even Sanford and Son can go out fishing.
Yeah. Hmm.
Here comes a question for you. From Kim, Jackie, do you feel that your grandmother protects you when you go back there?
Yes, I believe so.
I
I
know
think
she
so.
would.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so. Yeah. I was there by myself. My one tour that I did like a tour for a 2-hour tour, and I had to wait for another group to come to spend the night. So I was there like for 45 minutes by myself in the dark, and I stayed at the kitchen table, but I believe that she would protect me if I'm there alone or
Hmm.
and stuff. I don't think nothing will happen.
Can I make a bet and say while you were sitting at the kitchen table you were facing the stairway?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah. I was looking. Yep. Where I could see the living room, the
Yep.
stairs, the bathroom. Yep.
Why did you
Nobody.
say there's in the dark, no lights? What?
Oh no, no. It was. I mean, it was dark outside. No, I had the lights on for sure.
Okay. I thought you were
Yeah.
sitting in the dark. I was like, oh my
No,
God.
and I didn't hear anything in the house was really quiet and stuff. I was hearing stuff outside. But it was real quiet in the house.
Have you yourself noticed any particular smells when you're in the house?
Um, you know what? The house still smells. Sometimes when I first go there and stuff, it still smells like my grandmother's house.
Okay, I can
Okay.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it smells like even my kids. It smells like old people live here.
right.
That's
But
what we.
did you have any out of the blue a cigar that stunk in your nose or perfumes something that popped out of nowhere?
No, not there. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the strongest one time, and well, it happened two times. Once when Beth came screaming out of her room in 1973, and then one time, which was August 17th last year, I got the strongest, overpowering, most beautiful smelling perfume
Hmm.
on the porch. And then I went in the house to find out where it was coming from, never found it. And then it hit me again in the kitchen. But it wasn't anywhere else in the house. That was amazing. Then we smelled Vicks twice. And Laura, Dandy,
Yeah.
loved to put Vicks on herself.
Right.
So, there's other people that have mentioned that too, that they've
Hmm.
smelled Vicks in the house. Elizabeth Daniels said she smelled perfume.
Yeah, when I go there, I don't smell much. Sometimes I'll go in and I vacuum it all up, and then I use like Pine Sol or something, and then that stays around for a few hours, and then it goes away. With the mop water
Yeah.
and stuff. But then that goes away after a few hours. Like
Yeah.
Pine Sol does.
Right.
That's one of the first thing Link does when he comes up to visit. He brings out his mop bucket and his vacuum.
Oh,
Yeah.
how come you do that?
Well, when Clara's book is the first one that I read, and then I had read Paul's after that, and I say I do it for Clara. I didn't know about Flo and Joe at that time,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm adding Flo to the list now. So,
Yeah. Oh, I
so I do
declare.
it for them. I don't do it for the house. I don't do
Oh.
it for the owner. I do it for Clara, and now I'm adding Flo to
Oh.
the mix. So.
So did Clara do that? Clean the floors with Pine Sol and?
No. Oh, I don't
Believe
know.
it
I just
or
know
not,
that.
even I don't know that.
Oh.
I
I don't
just know
remember.
that it's not getting washed like
Oh.
maybe it should. So yeah, I bring it up and then I clean it up for the
Oh.
ladies.
Oh.
You know.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think if I was
Very
able
nice.
to right now, I would go up at least once a week and just mop up, because especially after a rain, because it's horrible to say, but most people, and I watched them, I watch Project Fear. They just lay on the. They go outside and run around the yard, come back inside, and lay on the beds with their shoes on. That
Oh,
pissed me
yeah,
off. That's
yeah,
ridiculous. Have some respect. Other people have to get on those beds when you leave.
right,
And I think I would have a list of do's and don'ts, a big list, a very big list of do's and don'ts for all the people that come to the house.
right,
You're going to get on the beds, take your shoes off. Don't put your shoes on the furniture. Don't, this and
Right,
that,
right.
everything else.
Just common courtesy that you and I would have grown up with.
Yeah.
right.
You know.
I think the only thing that Dan says is no smoking in the house and take your trash with you.
Right.
Hmm.
I think I'd add about 10 more things to that list.
If there was a washer and dryer out and available, I might run some of those comforters through it. And
Oh, hell yes.
why not? As long as you're there and you could run it while you're setting up.
Kelly said it right. And so did Lori. I'm sorry. Where's okay? Elizabeth agrees. Kelly said, honestly, it should be treated like an Airbnb. And I agree. You're going to a hotel.
Right.
Right. And, if I take my shoes off, then my white socks are going to get black. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
So if I vacuum, I got a decent vacuum that'll take anything. And then a commercial style mop bucket and a mop. And I bring it with. And the soap, and we'll wash it down and start your investigation or whatever you got to do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And Lori says take your shoes off when you come in the house.
Yeah.
And Sharon says bring slippers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slippers. I slip in slippers. They're always slippery.
Yeah.
And those steps are. I want to do something with the steps, but I got to talk to Dan about that. So putting some treads on them so you won't fall down because they're so wore out.
Oh yeah.
They're very narrow. They're not deep. You don't put your whole foot on a step. They're very narrow steps.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that might be a good thing to do too.
Barefoot in the backyard. Yeah.
And Sharon told you to take out the banana peels, Link.
I got some slippers a couple years ago for Christmas or something, like all old people do, and they're they're dangerous. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you what's dangerous is the old. I'll show you what's dangerous. Yasko's shoes. These things, I trip on everything in the house with these things on, but they're comfortable. Crocs are comfortable.
I never had a pair of those.
There you go, hospital slipper socks.
Yeah.
It had that little rubber on the bottom. That'll keep you from sliding around. We've been on here almost 3 hours. It seems like every week we're on 3 hours. Holy cow.
I don't know why that is. Oh, man. So
well, I'm going to have to get up there when you're there, Jackie, or maybe the two of us can go up. Well, it's a pretty long drive for you, but
No, I will love it, Paul. I will love to sit and chat with you there and stuff.
gosh,
I would like to hear more stories. I would love to hear more stories that you have.
I wanted to do a 30-minute video and make it into a QR code like Dan has a lot of things. He's got the QR codes on the walls to get more information. I'd like to do a QR code of some of the, not so much the experiences of the Dandy family, but the truth of what. First, I watch the videos on YouTube, and it's no one's fault because they're all just getting their information from other people, from other videos. They watch this and say, "Oh, this is what happened." No, that's not what happened. This is what happened. But I mean, this last group that was there said the Dandies had to leave after 16 months. They said there were 10,000 Native Americans killed on the property. That is insane content spreading around. The Dandies were there from 70 to 75. There was a group up there that there was only 2 kids, Mike and Tina. Who the hell's Tina? Tina's my friend that goes to the house with me all the time. But she's here still, but she's quiet and just sitting out there smoking cigarettes, I bet you. Charlie, Paul, and Jackie should each do a video of the time period their family was in the house.
Yeah.
But my family was never there. None of my families. I don't. Do I even have any relatives other than the cop? No, I don't have any of my relatives that have ever been there.
Yeah, we used to have good memories, like when my mother and my stepfather had the campsite, and we used to go back and forth to the house, to the Hinsdale house, back to the we used to have my grandmother's good biscuits and gravy was my specialty that she made.
Oh,
That's what her special, because she came from the south, so
shut up!
she used to make the biscuits and gravy. That was her specialty, and pinto beans and cornbread.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Was the stove in the same place that it sits now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the same place it was for the dandies too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And also they had an extra stove in that pantry room too.
Pantry, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And they had their washer and dryer in there in that
Okay.
pantry room.
Oh. That's nice.
Yeah.
Right on the
I always
same
have
level.
them. I used to love just going back and forth from the campsite to her house, my grandmother's house. It was, and they used to sit there and play. They were card players. My mother, my stepdad, my Joe Flo. All they did was play cards. Every chance they got.
Wow.
Oh, geez, I wish I'd known that. I would have loved to play with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they did.
How far away was your family's camp area?
Franklinville.
It's
Oh,
just
were
down
in-
the road about what, maybe 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't on McMahon Road. It was off.
No.
Past.
Okay.
You go down the main road, like where you looked at that house for sale. Just keep going that way, and you'll hit Franklinville.
Okay.
I remember where it's at. It used to be called Shangri-La,
Oh yeah,
but I don't think it's not named that anymore.
no, it's JD's. I do believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's for sale. We ought
Oh,
to,
wow.
we ought to all buy that and have parties over
Lord.
there for groups that go to the house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. If there's any more questions, please type them in. And we got Jackie here. This is a big thing.
Lori asked, was there a summer kitchen? It's just a kitchen. But, back in the day, you could open all them windows, and now you can't. That's what I miss that. I miss all the windows open and all the breezes coming through, especially in the summertime.
Remember when they had that, right where he has the T-shirts, there used to be a little window there.
Window right there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the porch was enclosed. There was no door to go outside of the house with that.
Yeah.
Just from the living room. And she used to have that window open and the back door open.
Yep.
When
That porch used to be a closet at one time too.
Oh, wow. Really?
A small, portion of it off the
Wow.
living room.
Jeremy, that's a question we've all asked. Whoops, let me get up here. That's a question everybody's asked. Has the house been added on or is it all original? I wonder in the very beginning if the main house was just the kitchen and the two rooms, the pantry and the bedroom.
Right.
And then the 2-story part was added on. I honestly think that house may have been built in two separate times. It's a very possibility.
Yeah.
Because the kitchen and Mike's room is not, there's no basement under it, but the rest of the house there is.
Correct. Right.
It makes sense. Why would they build the the second, well, see, now I'm saying it too. Why would they build the second part of the house and add a basement? Because they wanted more room or whatever. But there was no basement on the first part. There's no basement under the kitchen, the Mike's room, or the pantry. So was that just a little kind of like a cabin type thing, and then they added a bigger? Did ever maybe add on to that?
Hmm.
You can probably tell by the structure of the construction of the wood. I'm sure it can be dated too. I'm sure somebody around here has the skill and the know how to do that.
Yeah.
Is the wood different from inside the walls and everything different from the other part of the house?
Yeah, Dan might know all that. But
I think I brought it up to him once before, and I think he kind of pondered the same question.
okay. Jeremy asked something. Other buildings around the property, and there's rumors about what could have else been on the property, but
Well, Charlie, between Charlie and Randy and myself, because I didn't, there was no barn there when I was there. When Charlie was there, when they lived there, there was a barn where the pond is now. But he said a small barn. He didn't say a big barn. And the barn at the end of McMahon, or the beginning of the McMahon Road, as you first turn onto the road from Wagner Hill, there was a barn on the left-hand side. And Charlie did agree with me that that barn was bigger than the barn that was on the McMahon family, on the McMahon property. So I'm just not sure. The house was inside. It was different. Charlie said the house was different when he lived there. Yeah, it was. And Jackie, Beth's room was Charlie Halliday's parents' room, and where the bathroom is now used to be their closet, and Laura's room used to be the bathroom.
right.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So there's been a
Laura's
lot
room
of
was the
changes in
bathroom.
that house.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Isn't that bizarre?
Yes, it is very
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't even picture the bathroom being in Laura's room. That's,
I know.
oh my gosh.
It's the right size for a bathroom. I mean, my God, it's not big enough for a bedroom, but it is.
Yeah.
And Lori said she owned an old house, and the original part has a basement. The rest is not.
Hmm.
How many acres was it when the Dandies owned it? They also had 8 acres up there too, Jeremy. They had 8 acres when they owned the property. I'm sure it's probably the same land parcel now, because I don't think those things are going to change, because the same people have owned that land up there forever that bought the parcels. The Reese family would buy up land, and then they would always, or at least always, try to put a pond on their property.
When they subdivided it off, yeah, they added a pond to make more money.
Okay, I want to know. I'm one. Elizabeth wants to know what the extra step on the steps is. Extra.
Oh.
What do you
Paul,
mean? What do you mean, hon? Which extra step are you talking about?
come here, baby.
At the top?
I'm assuming the top, yeah. And how many people who have been to the house have also thought that maybe the stairs went straight up, and instead of turning left and right, they went straight up into Mary's room?
Correct.
I'd like to tear that paneling down and see what's under it.
Who asked about the step? Elizabeth.
Elizabeth
When Paul and I looked in the basement door and looked up, there was ductwork up there, and at
Yeah,
one
you can see
time,
ductwork right above in the middle of the stairs.
right, and that's where that extra step is located, up at the top of the stairs. So at one time, somebody had a forced air heating system. I know when Clara was there, they had oil for a while. I think that
Well, Flo and Joe had a furnace. They had a small furnace in the basement, because that's what was taken out when we thought the house was being vandalized, but it was going to be knocked down. Hi, Rick.
Yeah,
So
there was duct work up there, and so I'm guessing that there was a single duct that went upstairs.
Yep.
It could have been a supply, could have been a return.
because
And then-
all that ductwork was pulled out and sitting on the front porch when we went up that night. Every bit of it, like somebody was stripping the house.
Right.
Hey, want me to tell you another story about that house?
Yes.
Well, me and my mother witnessed something. We went to go see Flo and Joe at the cemetery in Olean. So on the way back around her birthday time, we always went to go see her.
Uh-huh.
And my mom and me and my mom said, "You want to go stop by the house?" So we said, "Yeah, let's go stop by the house." When we pulled into the driveway, the door was wide open. So that kind of freaked us out. That's when Dan was on the process of buying the house.
Uh-huh.
He didn't get it yet. So they were in between, you know. So we went up to the door and my mother says, "Do your thing." So like a stupid, I said, if anything's in here, please make a noise or something like that. It sure did. It sounded like a lot of scratching, like really loud.
Wow.
And me and my mother says, "Hell no, we ain't going in there."
No.
We did not go in. We were too scared because that was loud. The scratching noises.
Yeah.
And we didn't even shut the door. That's how scared we were. And so I got in contact with Dan and I told him what happened, you know, that we were there and the door was wide open and we were afraid to go in the house to shut it. But that's when everybody was breaking in at that time.
They sure were.
And we were afraid that what if somebody else, what if that was something or something else?
Yeah.
You know?
Mm.
You
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
Jeremy asked if anybody lives on the other side of the woods and hill. Yeah, there's several camps up there, several houses. More like there's one major house. Harry's house is big, and then you've got the Finishes have a small. It used to be a cabin like, but I think they've fully weatherized it. Now it's a house. And then there was a guy worked for the Pepsi company. He had a place up there. There's a trailer when you first start going up the hill on McMahon. And then all the way at the end of it, that's where Sanford Son Junkyard is. That poor guy. And there's a couple other ones as well, and I'm not sure who they are.
Yeah.
And then Mike, I agree. Even after all the over 5,000 times of being in that house, I still don't like those stairs and how you go in and out of the rooms upstairs. I've tripped a few times. I'm surprised I haven't fallen down them stairs yet.
Yeah, at the end, my grandmother, I don't think she even was going up her stairs. She had her bed. She had a bed in Beth's room.
Yeah,
She was sleeping in.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Did they use were there beds in Mike's room? Because that room would seem to be so handy.
Yeah, they had a bed in there. Joe used to sleep in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't go upstairs too much toward the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, if you use bunk beds right, Mike's room can take 2 bunk beds, one on each side.
Yeah, you can put 4 people
You know,
in
and
there.
there's 4 people right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan, hey Dan.
What? Oh.
Yeah, because right now, comfortably, you can sleep 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in beds. You've got 6 beds to sleep in. 2 in the master, 1 in Mary's, 1 in Laura's, and 2 in Mike's. There's 2 beds in Mike's room. You
Right.
could add 2 more beds up the residency to 8.
Right, like in Mike's room. And yes, you said Mary's room had a bunk bed.
Yep.
And I'm sure Laura's room would fit a bunk bed. So pack them in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I really think the wall to Beth's room should be put back the way it was. And um,
I've always said that too, Link. I think Laura's or Beth's room should be a bedroom again.
there's no question. There's no question.
I would definitely put up a wall there. Without a doubt.
I'm not saying that it has to be a bedroom. If he wanted to put his, the dolls and the artifacts or something, have
Well,
it a
that's true.
display room. But I think that wall has got to be returned. It was that way, wasn't it that way when
We made it. We put the wall in when Bill Connolly came up to do the movie.
It would have to be a better wall, though.
Oh yeah,
Right,
it would have to
right.
be sided on both sides. It was only a wall on the living room side, and the back side was wide open.
It was like paneling. It was like a sheet of paneling. That's what it reminded
But
me.
I know one thing I would do, even though I know Dan's trying to keep the house old, and that's fine. The paneling in the master bedroom's got to go off the ceiling. That is the ugliest damn thing in the house.
I require too much lighting in that room, and
I
then it
know it.
lights up Mary's room.
Oh my God, Jackie, when he sleeps in that room, in the master bedroom, all he does is complain about the darkness.
It's so
Oh,
dark
yeah.
in there.
Even though he's got two bright lights on and a flashlight.
Yeah.
Jackie, was that wall was up when Flo and Joe were there to Beth's room?
No, it wasn't
It was
there.
down already?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so I wonder who took it down.
I don't know. I know it was there. It certainly was there when the Dannies were there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Joe may have taken it. I don't see why he would take it down.
Yeah.
Because it was just the two of them. They wouldn't need it. They wouldn't need to expand the living room.
Well,
It wasn't up at all when they moved in.
Uh-uh.
So maybe the Reese's did it.
It could be.
Yeah.
what did Flo and Joe have in that odd space over there?
I know they had she had a buffet thing. She had antique
Oh.
a set like a buffet and what are those called? China cabinets. She had
Oh.
stuff like that in there.
Okay. Yeah, because if you were to sit in there, you wouldn't be able to talk to somebody on the other side of the living room. They're
Right. No,
around
they
the
didn't.
corner.
Right. They just had her like dining room stuff, like the buffet thing and the china cabinet in that space.
Wow.
Well, we got a couple of things that I don't think have been done yet. Could be. I don't know. Like some of those guys say nobody's ever done an Estes up there. We've been doing it since we started. And I'm going to sleep in the closet. We're going to do a blindfolded Ouija board. We're going to close. We're going to have somebody else observe where the little planchet goes. But I do believe that with my fingers on that thing, it's not going to move. I just don't believe in Ouija boards anyhow. So, and whether it's subconscious that moves the planchet or whatever it is, I don't know. How many holidays were calm and collective, and how many were ruined by activity at the Dandy House? Tina and I go up there. We try to go up on Labor Day when we can. And every time we go up on Labor Day, it's very active. So, is it even, is it a residual, is it an anniversary type haunt? I don't know. But it always seems to be very active when we go up on Labor Day. I don't know about any other holidays. I don't think there's any holidays that I remember offhand, even for the Dandies, that it was particularly weird. I don't know. I'm really not sure, but that's the only time I remember is Labor Day. Lori says a Ouija is a bad idea. They don't mean anything to me, Lori. It's no more than holding a paperback novel in my hand. I don't believe in them whatsoever.
I just don't want you to be holding that planchette still on purpose.
Well, I wouldn't do that.
To prove that it isn't working.
I wouldn't do that any more than I would fake something in the house.
Okay.
Like so many have done.
Right. Because we're gonna do that blindfolded, which I have never heard of before.
I haven't seen
have
it
somebody
before.
videotaping it, because we won't be able to see what letters it
Right.
lands on if it moves.
Mike, I really don't know. Christmas, Thanksgiving. I know there were people there on Christmas. I know there were people been there during the Thanksgiving holiday, Easter, all of them. I just don't know if there's ever been anything that's happened.
On my grandmother's birthday, when I have events for her birthday, it gets a little active.
Does
Only
it?
because she's there. Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
You know, I think Flo. Elizabeth said she had it was active on Labor Day. I think Flo would stick around there. I don't think Joe would.
Yeah.
I think Flo would stick around because that was she loved the place.
Right. Yep.
well,
She sure did. She loved it.
I want to know. I mean, I'm a logical thinking person. I want to know why. I want to know why a Ouija board is what it is. I know what it stands for. I know it goes all the way back to 300 BC. I want to know what it stands for, what it means. Here, I got a. Is this full? This is full. Oh, I got a collection of quarters here. Okay, all right, here. So I could call I could market this like the first company they did with Ouija boards and call it a doorway to the spirit realm and start selling them and have people put a special quarter on here and see if it tries to find the empty slot. That's how silly I think Ouija boards are. How many families have owned through the years? And but Kim will be there to help with the Ouija board too on the 20th or 21st. Uh, okay, she's researching it. How many families? I can't keep up. How many families have owned through the years? If you start with the Everetts and then you go to the McMahons in 1861, wow, it was built in 18. Are we going to assume 53?
That's the best information we have.
53. Then the McMahons bought it. Then there was an offshoot name somewhere on one deed that I have that wasn't a McMahon, but the McMahons owned it until 1963. After 63, many families moved in. The Halliday family was there. A school teacher lived there. A truck driver lived there. A motorcycle gang, if you didn't know that, Lori or Jackie, they lived there.
Oh my gosh.
And they
What
had a
the?
lot of stolen property up in the crawl space above the stairs. And then shortly after that, I think the school teacher. I'm pretty sure the school teacher was the last one that lived there. Pretty sure she was the last one before Flo and Joe came in.
yeah.
I'll
They
check
left.
with you.
And they left all her stuff there.
She
She
did.
walked out. She
Oh
walked
my.
out.
Oh my
Ran
God.
out of there.
A boy came to the back door, a light haired boy came to the back door. It had just started snowing, knocked on her door. She opened the door, and the kid, the young boy, teenager, said, "I know where your cat is." And she said, I don't own a cat, only a dog. And he said, "Okay." And she closed the door. He walked away, and she thought, I guess she was thinking for a second, went back and opened the door, and she looked out, and there was no footprints in the snow. And she knew of the haunting. She heard the
Yeah.
story. She knew it was supposedly haunted. She left and never came back.
Oh my gosh.
I called her. I got a hold of her through,
Oh,
I don't know if it was Mark Hudson that gave me her phone number or where to reach her. And I talked to her, but she would not talk to me on the phone.
what the heck?
So I left
Yeah.
and I was
That's
frightened.
how horrified she must have
I
been.
didn't want to be there.
Wow.
Just ran out of there. And that was after your grandparents. Or
That
no,
was
before.
before her grandparents.
Wow.
Yeah, nobody's lived there since Flo and Joe.
Right.
And from what I understand, nobody ever will. Do we know
Yeah.
who is buried on the property? Not. Can I say it out loud? Yeah. I'm saying it out loud because I own shovels. But you know what? I read the law. We can't dig those graves up. Not legally. Remember, I read it. I went to the statute and read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it's in an actual graveyard, we're going to jail. If it's on private property, you've still got to get permission. But if you're metal detecting, I said that out loud.
Well, we're talking about a metal detector. We just haven't finalized it yet.
No, well, we will. Dan said it was okay.
Yeah.
As long as anything we find goes to the house, and that's fine. I don't want anything.
Mm-hmm.
Who would want to take anything home from there?
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sorry, but who would want to take anything home from there?
But here's the big question. Underground radar shows what looks like graves. It doesn't. It is not definitive. They are graves.
Right.
I gotta say that out loud because I have to be honest and truthful. I can't just say, "Yep, there's graves there," because it looks like graves. I saw the radar. It looks like it could be graves.
Well, it's a real odd shape, though. It's the things don't.
The three of them are odd shaped. I didn't see the radar from out back.
Oh, from the
Because
others.
he's out there, it looks like there are some that look like are in coffins and some that aren't coffins. They're just graves.
Right. There was about 12 little flags over south of the pond. There was about 12 flags, and about four were allegedly no coffin, and the others were allegedly coffins.
There you go.
I know this is going to sound a little deranged to think this way. But there was a biker gang that once lived in their house.
Yeah, I just mentioned that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if they would have gotten in a fight or done some of the things like they do? You know, when you watch some of these shows, you know that it's actual factual stuff that has happened before because that's why they're portraying it. Just like warning signs are on the side of cans and things because somebody has tried it before. What's to say that something didn't happen to somebody while they were there and they just threw them in the backyard, digged a hole and threw them?
Yeah.
Could be.
That could very well be. And you know what I'm going to do? There's another thing for me.
And that could be a missing person that nobody's been found of.
Where'd my notepad go? Here's my pen.
Kelly wants to know the name of the biker gang, Paul.
That's what I'm going to write down here so I can call the state police on Monday and ask them. Because they were the ones that did the arrests up there.
Okay.
And if you do that, and I'm going to ask Don back if there's any way he can find out.
Yeah, ask Don Beck. He could probably research it faster. The cop that was up there at the house link when the Allegheny students came up when I gave him a tour. And Tina was up there with him. And that was my favorite tour ever.
Wow.
I really think it was. That was my favorite. Those kids were so respectful. And it's really weird, Tina, because we used to take 10, 12 kids up there every weekend, and they weren't respectful. State police motorcycle.
Do you know what the years were?
I don't. It had to be. Well, now wait a minute. Okay. So it had to be between, I'm going to throw a few years out there. It had to be between Jesus.
Call KG and ask him.
I will, because he also told us all about it. He said, how about they still had stuff that was still in the crawl space?
That was stolen. That was taken and thrown up there with other people's stuff they had stolen.
Between 75 and 95, right?
It would have to be, I think.
Sometime between that.
The foundation near the woods that go up the steps, Jeremy? That little bit of cement that's out there, that used to be the spring house that was, oh shit, let's just do it right and show the picture of that.
No,
Well,
I
actually,
think-
I'm going to bow out, folks.
Okay.
Great talk.
Jonathan, thanks for the research.
Yeah, sure. It was
Yeah.
fun. Jackie, thank you very much for chatting
Oh.
with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for inviting me, Paul. Thank you very much.
You're
I'm just
welcome.
going to bow. You can keep chatting, of course.
We can
Have
stay.
a good night, Jonathan.
All right. See you later.
All right,
Bye.
take care.
Bye-bye.
I thought he was asking about that goat animal shed, alleged.
Well, that's why I'm
building.
waiting for an answer. Yeah, he said yes, the ones that go up by the woods. That used to be the Paul, go to Facebook. That was the I gotta post that damn picture online and just get it over with. I keep never posting it. That used to be the old that's where they got their water.
The well water.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
figure it out.
grandmother she always said, I got well water. She used to brag about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
But
better
she
than
had,
any city water.
but she would
around
have had
here.
electric water because the Dandies put in the electric pump
Oh,
before that.
yeah. Oh, I don't know. She used to
Yeah.
brag that she had well water up.
Well, that's what us country people call it when it's in the ground, electric or not. It's called well
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The city water's nasty.
Yeah.
You know how far back this picture is. This chat is insane on here. I'm
Yeah,
getting there.
It was a little white and black trim little thing.
Yeah, in the ground.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I have that too. And
Yeah.
we don't have to have all of that chlorine and all that other garbage they put
Yeah.
in there. And it's, oh, geez.
Yeah.
You know, from the cities put all that in there,
Right.
you know.
And the picture has been fixed.
Oh,
see
yes.
Yeah.
Big splotches on it.
Mm.
You see that little building right there, Jeremy, on the right corner? That's
On the right
that's the
side.
little cement thing that goes just before you go up the railroad ties up the hill. This picture's from 1970, just as the Dandies were moving in, and that is their station wagon right there.
Hmm.
No big pile of dirt out here from grading the road over the last 50 years. But see, right, you can see the back door. It's still the same door, the 3-window door.
Right.
But this was enclosed. When the Dandies got there, I don't know. I guess it was Phil, and I'm going to ask Clara tomorrow. And you see there is a window in the bathroom.
Yes.
But I'm going to ask Clara if Phil enclosed the back, because there was a little mud room there when they owned it. You could go in and take your boots off before going in the house.
Yeah, when Paul went there in 73, there was a mud room enclosed, right?
So sometime between 70 and 73, so it had to be Phil that had it done. Either he did it or the Dandies had it done. See, there's the window for the pantry, the window for the bathroom. There's Mary and Laura's bedroom windows. Oh my God. I don't remember it like this because we used to drive and turn the corner and park right even with the door. You could get out and almost literally walk right into the kitchen.
Right. And this picture is missing the top of the well that Jackie was talking about, that is located like in the center, like outside the bathroom window, like 20 feet from the house, 25 feet from the house. This picture doesn't have that because at this time it was gravity fed from that little building over to the right.
Jeremy, has any of the Dandies been back to the house? Yes. Clara was back in 2012.
But not since then, right?
No, that was the last time. And to my knowledge, I know Mary's never been back. I know Mike's never been back. I don't know. Did Laura sneak back there without telling anybody at one time before she passed away? I don't think so. Probably not.
She might be there now, according to Clara.
I know Beth and Tim never came back.
And Mr. Dandy didn't go back, and I doubt he's there now.
No, Phil wouldn't be there.
Right, because he passed
You know,
away.
you look at the hills now from that picture, the vantage point, and the hills don't even look as big as they do now.
I know they don't. They really don't. Maybe because we're up on a hill, perhaps, but that wouldn't even make that much difference.
No. Now they look a lot bigger.
You know what really bugged the heck out of me watching Project Fair?
Hmm.
They're asking if Mary's there in the house. And then they ask if Beth, I think they asked if Beth was there. But they asked,
Yeah,
Mary,
I
are you
know.
with us? No, Mary's in Oregon, very close to her mom, you
It's
idiots.
so frustrating watching these things. You know, nice production. I like the music. I like all that, but it is very frustrating to watch them. To watch any of them.
Yes,
They're all the
yes,
same.
Paul. Yep, that was his middle name. We all called him Phil. We knew him as Phil, but his name was Ernest.
My parents moved into the Dandy's previous cabin.
Over in Yep.
Paul, do you know exactly where that space was? Where the previous cabin was?
That was Black Creek, wasn't it, Paul?
Ishiway, I thought.
Huh?
It was Ishiway, wasn't it?
I'm not sure because there were two places that they went at times. You missed the live celebrating your birthday. Well, happy birthday, Marcy.
Wow, 305.
That would be, would that be, that would be Black Creek then, wouldn't it? Am I saying it right, Black Creek, or
Yeah.
where Kim and Brian live?
That's 305.
Yeah. Well, they live off that road. I can't. Well, no, that is 305.
In her book, I swear to God, she said that they stayed at a cabin in Ishiway.
I remember now because I know she had mentioned Black Creek too.
Well, maybe they had two different ones. I don't know. But I thought it was they were in Ishiway before they went to the Dandy House.
Or maybe they talked about a property in Black Creek they had looked at. Clarksville, thank you, Paul. That's where they used to stay. Why am I saying Black Creek?
Black Creek is part of 305, but it goes towards Belfast.
Yeah.
It's between Cuba and Belfast.
Yeah, Jeremy, those guys don't know what's going on. They also said the Dandies had to be rushed out of there after 16 months. Damn fools. And I'm not bashing them, but you know what? Do your research. Do your research or don't talk about the Dandy family. That bothers me. You can say what you want about the house, but don't talk about Clara and get it wrong because I'm going to get mad.
You know, it would be so nice to see a popular group that actually wasn't faking, wasn't lying, wasn't telling accidental false stories. It would be so nice to actually have some truth in the world.
Then all you have to do is
It's
do
so
research.
frustrating. It's so frustrating.
We'll see what happens when Nick's show comes out. I'm assuming next month. We'll see.
Yeah.
Clara said if I have to, I'll get extra cable just so I can watch it when it first comes on.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused with all of the channels that I've never heard of because I don't have cable at my house.
You have a Roku television, right?
No, it's something else now. I used to.
But you have apps on it for different channels?
Yeah, so I might be able to get at it.
It's going to be on FilmRise for sure because all of Nick's stuff's on FilmRise and that's a free channel.
Okay.
That's so weird. I just heard somebody walk across the floor and I remember that sound at the house.
Yeah, I know. The other
and
day
looking.
when we were broadcasting, I heard those monkeys screaming coming from your house, and you didn't hear it.
You know, Clara said the same thing, Paul, about the one their cabin over there in Clarksville. She said the same thing, same identical thing.
Anyone that does a solo in that house, I've done it a few, and they deserve all the credit in the world.
May what? Well, you can you can message me on that. You don't
Right.
need to tell
Yeah.
people when you're going to be up there alone.
Right. He'll take instant messenger. It is horrifying to be there by yourself if that nasty one comes around, and you will feel it, and it's oh
I
boy.
didn't. I didn't either time. I didn't feel it coming around either time. Neither time.
And you're lucky.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm the one that felt it. I just didn't feel it coming.
Oh, well, that. I thought you meant when you were there in August and trying to. Yeah.
No, that if that no, I pray to God she or anybody, nobody. Well, maybe Sanford. I hope nobody ever feels that thing. That thing is just no. I didn't even know that kind of energy existed except in MMA. Wow.
I'm about 15 minutes from there.
Pardon?
They asked, "Are y'all close to the house?"
Yeah, we're just 15.
15, 20 minutes at the most.
Yeah, you guys are real close.
You're doing 2 public overnights in a row. Now wait, now is it a public overnight when there's somebody there?
Do you have to
He's
sleep with
doing
other
two.
people?
She's doing 2 public nights in a row, then solo.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Lori is 10 minutes. Friendship is 10 minutes away from there.
It depends on who's driving.
Friendship is just on the other side of Cuba,
Yeah, that's true.
so
You
she hit the
take,
expressway
yeah,
probably.
you take the expressway to be right there. Mike, I don't have a clue. I don't. I couldn't even. I wouldn't even attempt to take a guess. Clara believes the house still knows me. She believes the. She thinks she. I don't. She thinks the same energies are there. I think there's a lot of stuff. I think there's a lot of stuff brought in by other people, by all the constant teams that go up there and conjure up stuff and ask for stuff. Uh, Clara absolutely believes there's an elemental there. Absolutely now. She doesn't even doubt it anymore. And she also 100%, and I'm going to say this every live stream we have, she believes the house killed Mike. I never thought she'd ever say that, but she told me that in a phone call that she believes the house killed Mike. Because he had the car accident. He survived that just fine. Went on to live a nice adult life. Then he had another accident. He fell down. And when I hope I say this right, when the surgeons opened his head up to relieve pressure and everything else, they found a blood clot from his original injury that they believe contributed to his death. That's freaky to think about. And I never got to even see him again. I never got to see Laura, and she was my favorite of the whole family.
You went there to learn the history and hear the stories of those on the land.
Huh?
Jeremy said he went there to hear, or to learn the history and hear the stories of those on the land.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the blood there was still a clot from the first injury, according to the doctors. Jordan Hill Road was the cabin, Paul said. I don't think Clara's going to mind me saying this. She's 89 years old and she wants her story to be accurate.
Right.
And if Nick, and I kind of believe that Nick is going to get it accurate. If he doesn't, I'm going to. And I begged her to come on the show with us. And she just doesn't want to not relive, but she doesn't want to hash it over again.
She's
I don't
80,
know.
89 years old.
Yes, ma'am. She's going to turn 90 real soon.
Oh my God. God bless her. Oh my
Her
God.
mom lived to be 99, right? Tina?
Wow.
Wow.
How lucky.
Wow.
Yeah, how lucky.
Well, okay. How unlucky.
She isn't. She does not want. She is very ill.
I know.
And then when we talk on the phone, it seems like she gets iller.
Oh.
She's just so sick of the bullshit
Mm.
that people tell about her family.
Mm.
I mean, I talk to her so much, and she wants her story right, and she wants it told straight. And when I talk to her, we don't always talk about the house. We talk about the old days without bringing the house into it.
Right.
But I tell her about, she said, so what's going on? What kind of things are happening or whatever? Who's talking about what? And I'm not going to hold back from her. And I tell her I'd rather not tell you some things, but so she goes to YouTube once in a while or to Facebook and she reads things. And she said, why are these people saying this?
Right.
Mike died at the house. Mike
Oh my
tried to hang
God.
himself.
Oh.
Laura committed suicide at the house. I mean, come on, people. Do your research or shut your mouths.
Right. I can't. I wish there was some groups that were actually that you could watch and learn from instead of be so disgusted with what you're. I really don't care if it's on the Conjuring House, if it's on Dandy House. I don't care what it's on. I don't want lies. I don't have time for that. Give me the truth or don't lie to me.
You know what? Give you the truth or just don't say nothing at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's what bothers me the most. And that's why I don't like being around all them other people because I just want to go off.
Right.
And say
right.
the one thing I can't stand is a liar. So unless you got facts, don't speak.
Right.
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 Tina, how many times have we been to the house where it's absolutely just a nice place to be?
I would say 95 to 98% of the time.
Yeah.
Most nights you can walk in there and it's just like probably one of the most peaceful getaways you can get to. But when it starts,
Get the hell out.
Yeah. It's time to leave.
And I do believe that sometimes even when I'm nice, I don't do the aggressive stuff anymore. I don't antagonize whatever's in the house. I used to, Jackie. I'd go in there and start cussing the spirits out and everything else, which is a no-no, I guess. But whenever that one particular entity doesn't like me and wants me to know it, I'm going to know it. And usually at the most calmest time, it just, here I am, you so-and-so. That's what it does.
Right.
Like,
right out of nowhere.
Like, I believe a lot of times it's been like Paul played bad cop and I played good cop.
Good
Because
night,
I'm
Mike.
walking and saying, "Hey, my friends, I'm back again. Come on, visit." And Paul's like, "Yeah, you son of a bitches." You know, why don't you come out and show
I
yourselves, you
shouldn't,
little.
but I do. Thanks for coming, Mike.
Have a good night, Mike. But yeah, I try to be so nice and respectful, and here's Paul on the other hand being so, calling them out and saying, "Hey, to the evil one, why don't you just step out here? Come on, show me how big you really are."
Yeah,
And I'm
but
like,
now
"What?"
I use a different tactic and say, I'm sorry that I've always antagonized you. Can we talk? Will you come forward and let me know who you are, what your wishes are, what the hell do you want?
Yeah, but see, when Paul and I used to do the opposites, that's when we used to get a lot more.
Yeah, that's very true.
Hmm.
Tina goes to that house, and if she wants to, you know, it's another thing for me to believe in a K2 meter. Who in the hell invented it? Well, first of all, they weren't used for ghost hunting anyhow. K2's EMF meters have been around for a very long time, and they're used to find electrical leaks and things like that. And now suddenly they become a tool for finding spirits. And somebody says, I think this will detect spirits, and suddenly so many people believe it and buy them and run around with it looking for ghosts. Hi, David. Um, I don't know. This is what I use for my detecting equipment. Me. That's it. And a camera and a digital recorder. I don't want
Okay,
to
so
meter.
I want to explain to these guys on how I explained it to the seventh graders that came up there. They're like, "Oh, come on, I want to hear some noise. I want to hear something." And I'm like, "Guys, I'm going to tell you, you might not hear a dang thing while you're here." When they have to build up the energy that it is to give you those kind of things, it's like lifting a car with your bare hands, because you don't have that much energy unless you have some kind of adrenaline run through you at that point.
Right.
So for them to make a noise is extremely hard because they don't physically have anything to make the noise with. So they have to conjure up all that energy in order to get something to happen. I'm sorry. There's not that much energy and a few dead people up there. Hate to say that. There might be energy, but it's not going to come and show its ugly face all the time.
What the hell hit me, Clara or Tina? What hit me?
That's what I'm saying. But look how you antagonized it for how long?
I know, but where the hell did it get that kind of strength?
Well, there's a huge power line right over them, right
and
over
on
where you
top
were.
on top of that, Paul had been doing that kind of stuff for months, just sitting up there and calling the shit out. Not lying to you. Every
Months.
night he'd go up there and he would call them out.
Years, not months.
Well, at that point, the first time when you got hit, it was probably maybe a year.
Yeah.
That he, like, every single night he would call them out. And he would say, "I just want you to come out and show yourself. Come on," he would just start in, and then that night he just wanted to get it up and do it. And I was like, yeah, Paul, I wouldn't continue doing that, because that's when he got pulled back the first time. Well, the second time wasn't so nice because that's when he got hit.
Wow. And I still, I'm sitting right here. It happened, and I still, and I don't say this like people say, I don't believe that happened. Son of a gun. And in the back of their mind, they're saying they do. I just don't believe it happened. I want to say it. I've been saying it for years. I can't.
Yes, you have, and it
I
irritates
can't
me to
fathom
death.
the fact that something like that you can get hit by air.
Energy. Yeah.
But if enough energy is built up, enough anger has been built up,
Yeah.
it can fuel it. It's like I'm trying to explain it. It can be like a person can't lift a car with their bare hands, but if you have enough adrenaline and you know somebody could die, What can they
Yep.
do? They can do some of the most
Yep.
unthinkable things.
It's
Yeah,
been
a
shown
woman-
over and over.
A woman picked the back end of a car up when it was on her son one time.
Right. So
That's what I'm saying.
That's what Tina's saying, and I agree. It's just in the spirit world that we're.
So I
things
had
happen.
explained it to somebody of that age like that, so they would understand. It's not just going to come out and happen.
Right. It's not like today where the kids are. Everything is throwaway. Everything is instantaneous. It's not that way. But Paul, can you fix the screen? So we're all on there.
I thought we were. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Shoot.
Look at the structure of the place. Electric. Yes.
Paul,
Yes,
were
Jim.
you Paul? I gotta ask you, Paul, when that happened, did you see me on camera?
We all heard the voice whisper.
Did you
Come
see
in.
that happen on camera, Paul? Were you I pray to God watching somewhere, either on a static camera or anywhere? Okay. See, because Link and Nancy said they both saw me coming down the stairs. So there has to be a video somewhere of this happening. And
Well, he was filming at the time. Because like I said, I didn't hear it until afterwards. Because
on the
you walked
audio.
up the stairs and I watched you walk up the stairs, and that's when I noticed that white light passed. And I said, did you guys see that white light just go by? And then all of a sudden you walk in, hey dum dum, and then that's when it said come here. We didn't hear that downstairs.
Right. What was really odd about that was Paul heard it. Everybody watching heard it, but the other people in the place didn't hear it. I thought that was really weird, but that's how the paranormal.
and I heard it right
But if you
here.
notice, I seen something move by him.
Yes.
Before that, so I had said something
Before
about.
I got upstairs, she saw
Yep.
something from downstairs.
So something moved, and I seen it move.
And
Up
you can
in
hear
Claire's room.
you can even hear her say it, and I'm going to show that to you right now. I'm going to play that for you right now, and you figure out what the holy hell. You're gonna hear the girls talking, and then you're gonna hear Tina say something about, did you see that light? I'm walking up the stairs. I can't see into the bedroom because the stairwell wall's in my way.
Right.
She could see into the bedroom because she was down in the kitchen at an angle looking up at the bedroom.
No, I was watching the video cameras.
Oh,
He had the video
okay.
cameras up.
Well, then listen to this. You'll hear me say, hey, 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 dum dum, 3 hays and a dum dum. Right afterwards, this is what hit me just as I took my first step.
And before it all happens, I say something about the light.
Yeah.
And just as I took my first step into the master bedroom, right in my face, like somebody was standing around that little corner there, and came out and said, you'll
Good
hear.
God. In pitch black.
It'll start in a
No,
second.
you didn't interrupt anything. It was. Is there a light that's on your camera? Hey, dum dum.
Come here. Oh my God, that was
No,
horrifying.
you didn't interrupt anything. It was. Is there a light that's on your camera? You didn't interrupt anything. It was. Is there a light that's on your camera? You didn't interrupt anything. It was. Is there a light that's on your camera?
Is there a light? Yeah.
Tina talked about a light she saw on the screen. And then I get upstairs.
Hey, dum dum. Oh my Jesus Christ!
And other people are laughing at him because they didn't hear it.
They're laughing because I got all screwed up and everything.
Yeah, but they didn't hear it.
Listen.
Call. He's white. Come here. Mike, I don't buy this shit, man. I don't buy
What did I just say there? I didn't even hear that before.
He's white. Come here. He's white. Come here.
All I heard was come here.
Right, that's what you
I
said.
think you gotta buy it now, honey. Yep.
I
And
said,
then
I
you
don't.
said, I don't buy it. And the lady said, well,
I
you
said,
got to
I
buy
don't
it
give
now.
you a shit. You better buy it now. Now listen.
Really? You gotta buy one of those. What you are? Yeah. One of those filters? You have no, your color is gone from your face. Here, your color is literally gone. You need a beer. I don't have a beer.
I don't drink.
Okay. You wanna go get it?
Even go.
I'm even having a arrhythmia.
You wanna go?
I'm having my arrhythmia problem. Just forget about it. Yeah, I couldn't believe that scared me so bad. I've got a cardiac arrhythmia I've had since I was 26 years old, and by the time I got downstairs, it was skipping like crazy, and I just don't know what the hell that could be. It's the same thing that was in the driveway, I believe. I don't know, but those are the two major things that ever happened to me at the house.
And the curtain.
Well, like, you fuck. The hell with that thing.
And then the night of the exorcism when you locked us in.
Well, that too, yeah.
And that's what I'm
But-
saying. These are the kind of things, and they're far and few. They're far in between and few.
Did anyone see a guy really big with broad shoulders at the house? Looks like a shadow man.
Yes, Paul and I seen him walking across the driveway.
Yep. And another thing too is that shadow, according to Marianne Winkowski, who is the original ghost whisperer, she says shadow people are not dangerous.
Oh, he was black. He was black. We couldn't see him. All we could see was his black shadow.
Or you can see
And we could tell he was big.
coal in the shape of a person.
Yeah, he was whole. We thought he was Joe at first, but we knew it wasn't Joe. Because Joe couldn't move as fast as the guy was moving.
Shit, joke. Yeah, really.
And he would have had a light out anyway.
Yeah, it was a 2 million candle powered floodlight. 2 million.
And Joe even invited my son. The one night him and I were talking. We were at the house. We stopped up and seen him for a few minutes. And Joe told my son, he's like, hey, do you like to fish? And my son said, yeah. And he goes, well, you should come up and go fishing sometime. He's like, you're more than welcome to. He goes, maybe you'll see the same little boy that my grandson sees. He's always out by the pond.
Yeah, Joe did talk about. Now, who would his grandson be, Jackie?
Tommy.
Tommy? Okay.
Yeah.
He sees a little boy at the pond all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, Joe told me that he always seen a little boy at the pond. He always visited him at the pond.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Well, Mr. Bowden, how are you, sir?
Hi, Ed.
Tina's on here too. You just can't see her. She's in the dark.
I'm in the dark.
Yeah, Tommy used to live with them at the house.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, this is the longest stream we've had. We might as well just go until what the hell? Go till noon.
I'm going to be going in a few minutes because
Yeah, we've got.
Me too, because I'm getting tired.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm getting hungry. Who's coming?
yeah.
I got laundry to do.
Oh, Corey, what'd you do? Press the button, Corey? Oh, because you disappeared for a second. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to get that off there. But we had Mike on. We had Mike on as a guest one night, and we talked about that night that EVP came out. God was right in my face, right in my face. And their equipment downstairs picked it up, but they didn't hear it. What you're hearing that was recorded was their stuff, not my stuff.
From
I didn't have my
upstairs.
phone with me.
We could see everything downstairs, but we couldn't hear nothing downstairs. But we couldn't see him because it was too dark at that point.
And I didn't know he had all the screens on already. I know, what do you have, 4 screens or?
He had like 4 screens up at that time, and one of them was up there.
Yeah.
It was like right in right around the doorway area, like if you're going from Phil and Clara's room into Mary's room.
Well, wait a minute. If they had the screens on, wouldn't that mean they were recording?
You would think. I don't know.
Unless maybe he just got the camera set up and they hadn't started recording yet.
Could have been. I don't know, because that's where I seen the light.
It always seems like the very important things about that house are never on recording.
Well, Paul, look at the night that we were sitting at the end of the road.
You
And
want to help? You want to help me?
yeah, I'm like, hey guys, we're just trying to help you. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
A man's voice.
a man's voice, you want to help me?
We
And
all
we
heard
zoomed
it.
out of there.
We Zoom. You slammed on the gas like you were in a Indy 500.
Because it sounded like it was right by my window.
Yeah, it was. You could hear it all within the van, but it didn't record on the recorder.
And then another time, my daughter and one of my friends who was recently passed, they were sitting there, and I was actually videotaping walking down the road towards the hanging tree.
Good night, Lori.
And I'll never forget this. As we were walking, the two of them were making jokes about nothing really being there and everything else. And clearly in the camera, you could see this face pop out right in front of us. And it was scary looking. And all of a sudden, they just took off running. But it never picked up on my video camera. But we seen it.
Ay, ay, ay.
So crazy things happen.
Yep.
I mean, it happened at the Andover house with Paul and me and Angel. Angel was on the first floor. I was on the second floor. Paul was on the third floor. I said something to one of my friends. I said, did you hear somebody say mommy? And I whispered it. And then a few seconds later, my daughter screams from the first floor and says, did somebody just say mommy? And Paul goes, what is all the commotion down there? Can't you guys just be quiet? And he comes down the stairs with one of his friends, and we get down there. They get down there, and they said, what is going on? I said, did you hear somebody say mommy? And Angel goes, yeah. Didn't you hear somebody say
Billy.
mommy? And Paul goes, I didn't hear nothing. It was quiet up there.
And it was on my recorder.
On my recorder and on Angel's recorder, there was nothing. On his recorder, it picked up mommy.
Wow.
It's just weird. How are you, Billy? Yeah, you're late, all right. You're almost 4 hours late. That's what I'm going to do, Jeremy. I'm going to go grab something.
In a minute.
I'm starving. And then she's talking about cornbread and everything else over here.
I'm going to get off here. I need to go help my son stop his icing for his shoulder.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I'm going to head off too.
Well, you all have a good
Jackie,
evening.
thank you for coming on.
Oh, sure, anytime, Paul. And Paul, yes, we need to get together and hang out and chit chat. You know?
Sit at the table and see what can come in.
Yes, yes. I will love it. Yes. Yep.
Yes, you guys got to get together. There's no question about it.
Oh, yes.
Right. Well, you guys all have a good night.
You too. Have a good night, too.
All you guys out there, thanks for coming in as usual. I really appreciate you coming in. And we'll see you next week. We don't know who's coming. Maybe Dan Class if he wants to come on. We'll see you later.
Take care.
Good night.
Night.